University of Ghana, Legon, and what tried there, or one of Bebre, and I'm Casa Professor Jampo, so you're very critical to discussion here, no pay, yeah, because maybe I best continue animal lectures, a sociology department, a Cambomu research about the cost of Article 71 office holders now. You try Omoka every 4 years, be a monument allowances, Yedema Omono to the taxpayers. Since 92, a kaya bo ministers, a sika omoje, clothing allowance, entertainment allowance, prof, he is an authority. It was asem no ehu. And you be an authority. Omato omobo aye research wa. Menena a program bebre on it ayahwe a car sa Article 71 for no omobo e Ghana ehu. Sanso no penikese engineer Isaka Amonkote a local government expert awabini ye ka governance I said ye be call form ama mini umie no e form na ye gi one city ticket odom no ye betimi benefit na ho e no bam si ye be how as ansem we nya monument e affect ye ne ye wo e form engineer no pay good morning akwa banso e da se bebe enti e ma me Francis Eziam e CEO Ghana Cylinder Manufacturing oye obi e wo public office and a public administration background, also a member of our buying, or you'll be a political activist. The reason why Francis is very crucial. Francis across the carpet from NDC. You can't NDC for no me die hard NDC for or me NDC true bladder. And then they are for joining NDC no Francis can and that Francis across the carpet about MPP as you say, or a die hard MPP or some law background that was your law. We need to understand going forward, saying a bit me protective or humanity can take good morning akwa so. Prof, mention say fruits because when I why a Juma on this Article 71 office holders. But my history of Article 71. Let me hear introduction. Let me say, almost court. I don't have any moral right to go to court because either so maji esga shani bida and now omugusoje and they are pretending to go to court. But my own why research a casting any a book. It was Article 71 office for now every 4 years. Be a monument more according to constitution.
Yo, medas, me say, sani I wouldn't can no. I am mu bebre na first of all no, as I see a share yemra pon no. Yemra pon no na a chere de certain offices bi ahyehyehye emu a nkofo bi as I see a form adwuma a yato mudin Article 71 office holders. Na o hwa at a big yakaso be Article 71 office holder, not just say or you be a or no a car or mine a board one who say on ye a juma be emma or mine na a cano a queen bebre or more allowances bebre a moji apart from or musika or mojen or salary or mojeno salary no de be a mekase no dear or mine you'll be able to me a casa na kitu and sunidi or share even on my penny salary and casa obekasi na salary no edan chen allowances say wo ho ebinum ye mo musika kra mo de to ntade hye a friend clothing allowance ebinum ekoje omani a omo call night club na se for akochele a eno no ye me no wo yetua ho ka ebinum nia obeye ne garden ama no eduadua nema ewo ne fie ama no eno no me no etua ho ka nia obeye eduane ama ne di me no etua na ka light bill ne water bill yetua ema no ebinum nso telephone bill yetua ema omo yewia ya momo day security ya momo night security na ya momo driver na afi car no nso so no ya momo ebia 2 ebinum tumije 2 ebinum tumije 3 ebinum kra tumije 4 na afi owia petrol yedi begu car no nso so no wokubu bi free minimum kofo bi a kane no na omutumi bu petrol no omokokwa am de gallons asan ayeden akọ ti omubu free na mo se bu gallon egum edia acheche omonamfo ebinum so kra nya coupons no free ama to the extent say omosan de cheche omonamfo and na se for ti wenum ne Article 71 office holders unfortunately yemra pon no ohwe Article 17 clause 1 2 3 na se for na eka equality of all citizenry and then also it argues against discrimination of the citizenry on all manner of grounds including occupation But unfortunately, even though 1992 constitution can't see any na pen, constitution na assign create and cophobia from Article 71 office holders are omono distinguishable from all public servants. Na near hadwin say as every 4 years biano Article 71 office holders no ya ka emolument ho asem. Na nso say edu em say senior okan discussion no akọ focus and as akọ center on amampeni yere ani amampeni abedi chire yere ayede omo abeka na me ene na nsa na me fa report na homache na me fa report me kinkan in fact me kinkan wie no na meni atatai meni ana atatai ne say as madwimo no the whole idea of establishing a presidential commission on the emolument is bogus and it should be scrapped. As I see a touching when we see a touching, and just our report in its entirety, as I say, you're touching it. I didn't make us. I the chair say report fits into the constitutional creation of a class society that makes some people Article 71 office holders and gives them a certain special preferential treatment, and then makes the rest of us public servants. India say you did DMO, see a ketua be ye den you, see a conditions of service be den you, and no the obi amfa. Nti ami bisa me won say adanti na one more ya form so omonkosom ye no. Omo de de bia na omo di de. Na yen a ye adwuma edi produce one more omosom no. Ye de bia yen to yen twene. See actively Article 71 office holders as 4 years bia no opepa bi wo ho ye de set up a committee to review the emoluments. But when it comes to the emoluments of university teachers, ordinary teachers, workers, doctors, nurses for now, there is always feet dragging and lackadaisical attitude. You see, you tag eco negotiation there be no much ye ko any minister ma the almost akobia ekwa say montwen na Afia nsa na aban na ba the next time so montwen be share media budget budget mu the next time na debia excuse unim university teacher akitua 3600 mekasa na mekakura na meka na meni atatai ye for obi say lecturer ni pay bosume ye 3600 owo mamiensa wakoto car wa high dine otua light bill otua water bill oko hospital oye niam bebre na sa ni pay ono na o training nipa no anche 1 month obeye Article 71 office holder enti me politicians bebre wa me ma kire omade na I've been teaching for almost 20 years na me hwe nkwala ma kire omade omakoye Article 71 office holder within 1 year na wo hwe omabrabo na ne ya ne se hwe me ma kire ade amenya nko pension ye na nso omode every 4 years bia no quote and unquote omoje pension ex gratia every 4 years bia omoje ex gratia na enu echi no Afia si review na mfa ne mabegika sa mu yesa. You see, you create a class society, and I'm foreseeing, say, ebedu bibino, there will be a revolution among public servants to torpedo the class society that has been created by the Article 71 office holders. Yes, you say our constitution. The point is that Constitution of the Republic of Ghana, no, enye Bible, Constitution of the Republic of Ghana, no, enye Quran. Ewo nipa nipa moja honam ni moja ewo mumu na atwero enti mfumso bebre den ewom enu nti na in 2006 na me kan ye study bi ye friend democracy consolidation strategy paper. Sa paper no, it audited the gaps in Ghana's democracy and made recommendations for reform. One of the recommendations and said, even though the 1992 constitution has served us well, nevertheless, in Niema bi womu a hinder yempunto any yamembo, it nevertheless contained provisions that hinders the maturation of our democratization process. Until we called for the review of the 1992 Constitution. That study was undertaken by Professor Kwame Nkrumah, Professor Yauchu Messi, Dr. William Haji, and then myself as Sata Mena na me ye boy ya me didi omasia me bomo. Omo yes our document, you know. Enti nyamincha de pe yes I studied no 2006. Year 2008 elections, Professor Mills winning ye pe Professor Kwame Nkrumah no money document you come out Professor Mills say we review constitution. And Professor Mills bought into the idea because by then no, the Ghana Political Parties program political parties for nyina penning for e was no omo nyina agree say ye review constitution no. Into the Professor Mills no so and yes mo nyina magye atomudia and ye beye and ye call far or minus katwitwiri die
Prof to remember about constitution review no so I don't know whether my constitution review article 71 was one of the key things
you see it was a total overhaul of the 1992 constitution and also you can't want some bebre as gracia want someone name you can't want a discrimination ya make nyina so share the whole document now it was a total overhaul and so no let me say in the process of implementation it suffers some challenges be a court and so for by the time the road became clear no, we were going into a 2016 elections and you know so month me amfa nyeduma ye to about 2016 aban for eba so no up till now no mon kan hwe nti madwen and say you see politicians no omo hwe constitution no mu a loopholes are a woman no na omo exploit to suit their own advantage in a manner that creates danger for your democratic sustenance because you are making yakoka made them and then put the maka president no yere no asem and maka the whole of the week and then put them before say nkofo bi kra the court me person meka asem but generally woni nkofo ekasa you see the mood of people who hear these things the mood of public servants who hear some of these things you know very bad say anhwe na omampeni anhyeda ambeka sembi amfanjojo nkofo akoma wanhwe a eniema bi ebeba no nobody will be there to be able to suppress and I said to be able to calm down people because a man for ebuefu say na yaketu ya at the same you see again MSM
but Prof to bona mind engineer brane enko ho na what tie in with
Mami Andy on this note to say I have a feeling say you see politics is also about tact and strategy. You see minim wanga a true abanya a was for but I feel that this was not the timing at all. The mood and sensibilities of the country does not support a discussion of this. This is the time abanya was Ukrainian form ye MMDCs yem appointing omo governing councils yem constitute boards na se for yenye enkofo bi no mo demonstration and say ebinum so say fix the country nema bebre wo ho a ye dwen ho ntino say wan hwe ye na even say we ya the pa in quote and quote I mean madwen mu no say omampeni if you fa che mpeka sakaka omampeni bi abaso na adwen ne say amampeni bi a ebedi oman so da omewu omoyerenom aye ekunafo ene omo aso omo sere no modi enti no oman no enhwe omo a media you see your culture and your traditional cultural protocols na se for no me feel say enka entia emra enka nya hwe e de kire se president na nkasa ho anka ye mra pon no e kire se esi ye hwe na akozi time obewu enti se onu ni ho na se ne yere ye kunafo a oman ye hwe na anka nya hwe na mom extending it to include the wife of certain president and the wife of certain vice president and na aye problematic na numpo se mo fo se bibi wo mu na se esese ye ya there are so many inquiries say then care fafa so and say na fe say here timing no so papa say a bad thing is a good thing done at the wrong time. Well, you know, our political strategists no we fairly ebi so omo ni bi. Well, politics is about strategy. Tie so bi wo no o kire say asemi nya bra ye kani ade we nya sabre na se kan. But if you lack political strategy, you open yourself to needless criticisms and you play easily into the hands of the opposition. Okay.
Engineer, my member one opening comment on this article 71 whether or not yen scrap a cry na say fufuro ye dey ban because we have already spoken about a car a bought yen Ghana for. Yes, we are third world country ye ni bio. Yen kosuntua.
Well, a little bit confusing kakra. But
open I mean repeat article 71 and mawa. Like the list of all those in it.
Don't worry. But the woman is say yan na yagya tum say ye pese ye de democracy ayadwuma. Yan na yekoto aba 1992 referendum e ka say pese ye democracy na constitution na be guide ye. Enti minimum take advantage out of that condition no ana omuhuri ekogina babia article 71 no akogina no you can't fault them esan say obeka say ade no wo constitution no ade na ebeye afa ho corporate world no you negotiate for salaries public sector omu negotiate for salaries Safui omu negotiations for salaries no adentina enye omu ane omu employers na ekoye say a committee because it is not possible say omu why na employer omu because ye ekoto aba no ye na employer omu ti obeda nti say omu ye no sa fine omu ye no sa ena eniama no ehihye kwa bibie koduru no afei de yaje ensam. Into what do we do? What I say? So share as gracia sem na okana. Onwa tena ho as MPs no. Na omo during this time na no committee na hihye ama omo no. Ye raise bar no kakra de ko ho na. Na omo ka say any a certain percentage being fan to for 4 years.
Okay.
Na endane de mo friend as gracia. Because of advantage no mu take say ye raise no akosoro no. Na akohihye ho. So I didn't sit here. The same thing applies to our vehicles. No, Adentina, ma salary na bibi jina na near toka and ma omo. But time na ye raise bar na cosrono near the abeshaho. Enti on fail the yetino. So I didn't sit here. But you can't blame them because that is the system. Omo edi efa say adianka ye nyina ye ko consolidated fund num. Na yakoka se usika wuji ni no na ye de ka no e de be ma wo mu nko mo beti omo mtiase but omo raise bar no ekoduru committee no raise bar omo so de ya hihye da ho enti anu so akosoro no na o de ka no be hyemu a on feel it say professor Jampo a ono etin nadwuma mu a ne salary no e kroro onu akotoka obeti because ye calculations na yeti ni sika ni free mu a omo say salary na phone so na
3,000 plus
na phone enti
3,600
enti eniema ni bi wo ho a o de ba ye yinu no masema abam sesei no nanka me person ke de be to table no so ni ye nyina ye debate the benefit say a papa and also say nye papa nanke ye debate because akwa say obi to Ghana mona excuse me because ya sorry ya na ya di we abesi ye bim ya discuss ye say ye mfan say me a Muslim my be president me in me for what are we going to do
ye betu e be lord ye betu omu nyina
but in ke debate ya ni ehun say okay omu yire num no omu ye 1 2 3 4 enu nti no e wo se yetua wo mka okay ya gya tum ye betua ne sen baako ana se kwaye so omu koye mienu e betua ne nyina ana e be cha ma omu ana e be ne sen ana se okay omu a omu kunu no mawu agya omu ho no ye package bi dia ma omu ana se ye ntua omu ka omu kunu no free mu na so omu wo ho a na yetua omu ka that must be discussed on the table but in say ye de friend saying committee no ya ma omu adwuma mu scope na mu ahuri free mu scope no akoba bi foforo say ye yirun president yirun mu ho nti ye consider wo mu eno eka mu scope no ye de ma mo no adenti na mo anka say ahemfo wo ho nti ye ntua ahemfo ka
okay
say Article 71 and a muya majuma mo sign for you ntiomoka oh ye ko ni ye hu sign for ho nti adenti na man fa no ameka ho na president yirinum de muko hu we no because someone can Article 71 anything no say ye pese ye consider ni ntiomoka I am okay with that but we have to discuss it as Ghanaians anything ye wo anamusi for parliament no so mo ntumi discuss wo ho a mo ntomre yen mo tumetimi aye no ti sese ne abey nanka ya discuss no radio so ni wa hwe say the public concern no etesen na ye fiti preocupa de chi ya wom na obi akofa abase dadada nyina no na omoji allowance sa allowance dadada na omoji no e follow under de ben president budget na allocation de amano no e ho na ye yifre ana so say ye ko yifre he because obi anka hwe e no so ye de abeto na ye nkɔhwehwɛ bebia ye di sala once ne ma wo earlier on sa ni kasa ni nyina kwese wo di confuse ya intimamufo no adinti na onye specific amount to say ye de ma wo every year try previous ones anyway wo he on this is what they abeto ho wom na wa confuse obia the same thing applies to omo vehicles na and so ye de abeto ho wom and so a confuse obia ebi say e loan na ombetuaka ebi say aban na betuaka ebi say taxes e wom no aban afa na wa confuse obia na imagine ko de na omda akotena ho yes the mind of the populace no na sesa tisese na profoka no sesa na build up tension into betu baby a ensema mo beka nyina no timamfo no omuntie it doesn't matter nipa no so wo NPP ni o wo NDC ni o ontie because what pregnant what man adwene no abom because any workers nyina ko negotiate aban especially public workers no omuko me senka me ko negotiate ama prof no ma me wo not prof no de na dey tewu na me negotiate am you can negotiate am omo a me the president yirin na betu metiko me infa inflation me infa any other ayibia
infa covid say covid as say
the president yirin na ebeye me target na me dia kotable no so na ye betwe ne tan kosi say yensi benya de epe eno na ye dey ye say oman no because we can't be doing that because tewu ewo fan saying striker no omo was striker a total confusion in the country. We be because don't joke with their strike. GMA eco striker. Another Ibia. Min tam kese bia. Min pesa mekan wasem because we almost strike be 96. Emma me ofabi efrimu ya emma sasem me kaipe na me machine. Enti adenti na say ye ko bie sa box yi. Na kofa sansem we nyina eba at this time.
Okay, into penny engineer said you can committee no echo over the board
exactly.
And over their powers in the
constitution. Scope no because president chiri enka sa bracket no. It doesn't matter omo kan ho amo hwehwade no because all person odi omo kan ho pe ene na ko abonten na kofa bill echo to parliament say if I say introduce president chiri edika 71 no. Na fe ya hwed se na ebesi aye no. But would kofa ye sorry ya na boom we PSA na say fire service LC hwe niam ye e bi di taxi e bi di na obi ti wo say ye kokotua president yiri na o build nipa no ebufo eba enti how do make no it doesn't matter nipa no ye NPP ni wo ye NDC CDR ni whatever or you say basa na tension no build na build one day Obehu say obeka say yes who security wo wachi eduru baabi a security no omo ankasa enso ye Ghanaian so omo soso wo maame no wo papa no enti pressure no say build ya ne ya hwe a diffuse no Ghana so lucky no intermarriages no aboa yen enti okoye bibi kura say odwen me betina ha me hu say makonta wa ha enti how do I even say opeso ye bibi a obedwen ho me nyini wa asanteman mu enti mi koye bibia medwen ho but edru baabi na sade no agi wo mu a spontaneous action no untumi enka say usia no satam no na ya sai nyama bebre
But engineer, would you to say a brass to see a ye article 71 no crazy honum? Considering the nana a make Koti me introduction say research Professor Jampo so aka sika yetua Emma ministers ye mo nyina 2 cars each. Say a ministers ye 86. And this will be a 2 cars. We pay revise no. First no, na yetua mo 172. 172 cars any beto amo bia sa cars ne beto amo no wo san kwaje bangalo e be sentua atade obehye entertainment allowance ni owo cleaner owo bodyguard owo security anopa owo security enwumre owo de obe no na aduane cook owo bibia kane a yetuama no ensuo yetuama no that's minister so ansa na yasan komo omo ka mienu no presidential staffers omo nyina ye mo omo ka ne bi judges ye mo omo ka ne bi na oyusuka na be esaya aban na be maintenance no petrol aban na beto 2 years ese o car na se ne auctioneer de car na ma ne asa koto bi ne de ma no e wo se yi e bra so se yi at 71 if you completely na
yi no completely e be den kakra
there already se workers e wo Ghana nyina e wo normal senate obi a wo call pension why is it that said enough of Kano Article 17 say we are all equal before the law. They offer waduma. Anyway, we are adwuma nyina. Na ye nyina ye je senate. We are soldier na yakwaje captain. Na ebinum de omoje Article 71 4 years.
So 4 years. You can say the 3 arms of government now. Here in public sectors and say you count workers no you count. 3 arms.
3 arms of government.
Say presidency. Cabinet. Judiciary and a legislature. And he say, young fan say, a member of parliament be and who can say be a free more. The cost of replacing that member no. Any nyama keka hu nyina no. Say be here cars no dey ayo adwuma. So be it. But then yen hwe say condition na wo how to get the cars no because obi wo ho na wo twem like 4 years. Was back. Now yes, have another car. And will be a waba fresh. Condition, no. But our catch was a parliament in a camp. And he weigh a fufro. And in Tubacon Fiano, no VAT bear 6 ATC. Because
any nonsense.
So I need it. And your hormone necessary, yes, say, fine details, you know. You bet me, I am saying, me can't say sa parliament netwem enti yensa ma another V8 nti be koni fie no V8 ebiada 8 sa maintenance ane ye ma no okofie a ontimi continue with the maintenance because a V8 ni shock no ho no a hwi porto mu na de ko Toyota se yen kosesa na se utifie a hwe se obetimi asesa nti bo nse car ni si wokra no ebiana ne ma ana afa a omo ye ne de omo ye no enti yen hwe ni nyina se council of state and you be a one say council of state at 2 aban for to me as a some bibi or memu hada and to omo existence no kra no den because we share omo functions ni bi wo ho a bill bi wo ho a e wo say omo timi ekoboa omo timi omo nka se timi initiate bills mpo na omo timi aye bi da and but ye tu omo ka enti ho na ko say enamfofo bi a mo babeboa me diska no ni afrefre omo no I must be frank ni afrefre omo no mo abetena ho na na omo susu ni ayi video bi no omo ni president kasa na akwa say de yetunufo we sure say council of state bit me to nana govado. Let's be frank. They na kwaka chiro. No, I mean, let's be frank. I
thought Mr. Crow.
No. I mean, let's be frank.
Mama, wow, you see.
Council of State in Bogo.
Oh, no, you see, almost can't see Skakito.
Almost with the casting bill. 31 members.
Now, who say, O mine and Kasana, we need thinkers. Na ni akwai say obi wo ho na ye de tumi man na nyema na be benefit na owo position oni tumi a otumi dwen pa na mom ye de tumi hye ne nsa na adwen no nhye da nye
block
ese ni awo kan council of state I we aso mfa so na say kane no ya ka council you see we borrowed the whole idea of council of state from the traditional council of elders. Now first of all ansana ye be wo hen no na council of elders no omo wo deda enti se wo ohene udi etutu asem ka na na obeto ye
exactly
ka bisa first no ye fa ohene a wedi 10 years 15 years or succeed eba ne sen
prof mentwa no my member video yi na yenye is o microphone ho adwuma keto e bi mai president Akufo-Addo inauguration 2017 7 January ewo Independence Square o ka sembi say on de wa ma so obeye ne ho yie na obone mpanifo ni nyina so kokose enya aban mu na omudi bedidi opeduane adi na opeska na opohwanya koye private work. The question na mpanifo nyina ebusa no very very timely say eba ne sen na ne de eba ne say emo sa video no ye ba sisi a
state coffers are not spoiled for the party that wins an election, but resources for the country's social and economic development. I shall protect the public purse by insisting on value for money in all transactions. Public service is just that, service and not an avenue for making money. Money is to be made in the private sector, not the public, and measures will be put in place to ensure this. We must create wealth and restore happiness to our nation. We can only do this when we have an educated and skilled population that is capable of competing in the global economy. We must expand our horizons and embrace science and technology as critical tools for our development. We believe that the business of government is to govern. Ours is to set fair rules. We will provide vision and direction and shine the light down the path of our entrepreneurs and farmers. State coffers are not spoiled for the party that wins an election, but resources for the country's social and economic development. I shall protect the public purse by insisting on value for money in all transactions. Public service is just that, service and not an avenue for making money. Money is to be made in the private sector, not the public, and measures will be put in place to ensure this. We must create wealth and restore happiness to our nation. We can only do this when we have an educated and skilled population that is capable of competing in the global economy. We must expand our horizons and embrace science and technology as critical tools for our development. We believe that the business of government is to govern. Ours is to set fair rules. We will provide vision and direction and shine the light down the path of our entrepreneurs and farmers.
was have some work but we still we are on critical matters here see to me enya ho critical answers Emma wo said by betimi ahwe Ghana ye tax no so and I make sure say follow critical issues YouTube and Facebook na ho adwenkyere na question bia no watimi asende ama usika ho asem ne ye kan yo enye anansesem o Ghana ye nyina esika na ye di tua a monument es gracia yen ya esika na ye di bi come first ladies no enti se minu mienu enkoyie ma yen a na se den na prof kan hya se yero engineer Monkoto so kan se efom nye na hu hia de a enisi etu esika na busa for answer ma wakọ about critical issues ni ya ma me Francis Rabna Esiam chief executive officer ma Ghana Cylinder Manufacturing Company e wa ba be ke ho a maka ne background at on why she's very critical because on wa crisscrossing between NDC and MPP under 92 omumienu e na abedi yes omumienu so agi as gracious from 92 but now some of them are pretending to go to court to say omo ko fight first lady because first lady for there omo kan article 71 no me kan article 71 nkrofo a omo giga na sika di 4 years bia o ye twi omo entertainment allowance omo coat omo behye omo bodyguard omo security di obetwa na hedges kra owo bi aban na twia no ni nyina aka ho asem ewo ha nti emra studio ne emebo nkomo Francis wona wa ba be kan ho ewo ha nti empedifo nyina agree say Ebraso senka Professor Mills Constitution Review Commission no ye nke beto aso na ka possibly article 71 ye be ye free because e boy ka ye engineer Monkoto say eni yi ne be ye din because omo gina na omo be amendment no omo so omo enjoy gina omo gina what do you think what they can first lady there no ye yi ana ye nkoso ntua.
Well, first of all, no, I'll say, oh, sorry, this is an English program. Mema ye tie fo nyina achi. They are just me no ye rasen so bo achi. Any woman where ye mu nyina no ye ma won yakọ be ba me te se na o kan te me nko bebre na me chia yera na nadodan kwakufu ado champion president primus inter paris of the republic what boy ye hu ban ma confident me an ravage yen hey okuni ni nana Ghana man nyina da wase Bobby Lance Dr. Baumia monso more north here
and
oh, Enyashi. Dr. Baumia. Wale Adam Smith, Michiawa no pay. Men come wa. Na Afia say.
Any economy ni no.
Yeah, ka Bobby last.
Wale
Adam Smith. Send this for the two day. Wale Adam Smith. Bobby last.
To who sikana ye di tua you know.
No, you see, enye in persona. Yen share system no. Prophet he was my lecturer at the Peace Science Department in Legon. Oh. And I was also an associational, so poster. Tina friend me poster no. Now there woman kakra ni say, I have a difficulty. Oh, yeah, discussions so no. Yeah, na merit na free mu because you are in the NDC MPP. That shouldn't be the issue.
Omo no na just too.
Ya kokoto aba. Free will obi anchichuru bi ansa. And to see a tuma NDC, a tuma MPP, a tuma CPP, no free will, free choice. In terms of how the end the yenyaka, yakotua ba, the power is with the people. And to me, my first point of call, they say, media nature, because a cloudy bibia, in terms of NDC MPP ni upon. The issue is institutions, no. A juma bay na constitution a mandate, say institutions, no, enye.
Okay.
Now there be politicians, you know. People are running away with murder, with theft.
Okay.
Ye bleedy economy. Nefia, your system no more. Sa es gracia nyoma se sebre kwabra komfo. Obi da clinic we wo hokro nya access to hospital.
Sir.
Me feel said those issues should take priority because yabama first lady, second lady, and you. Me to me, you know. Parliament has the power to effect all this. I'm say professor Bando professor committee no. Now one more regularize bibia na ekoso. And you feel fair and say what your status mo and say the instruments be a fa na ye bibia ya standing na. It's up to parliament. And me parliament for no court no. Mo the law is in the bosom of the judges so. But more na moye makers of the law. More na constitution ama mutumi. Supreme Court judge, High Court, obi eni wo betimi abehye mra. amaye in parliament as in legislation womo just give effect to the law womo interpret it na womo church the manumu no mo the your friends say rulings so mo judgments so ba na amaye president bibia ye de toto ho guiding poster ye de koyenim but outside that no constitution na ma wontumi say womo enye emra efa Ghana for ho but want me echrase ma mra no mo
president into me scrap it article 71 no
meba article 71 prof I stand to be corrected meaning say over time no I entrenched do entrenched na act of parliament bibi ne di akiri enom de ye into adent na parliament na si ho no wọ́n debate ade no parliament wọ́n too free o
say a benefit you
parliament
I make say you see are you now seeing my point parliament institution wọ́n ni law making body na adafie me po honorable no money wọ́n mo ka branya minu abranya fa ni sinchen because on part of the institution on the emphasis say public spirited
ono cry politics no
because when everybody is in politics.
Nobody said anything until the public outcry. Then Abronya wants to pretend
let's
that
look you see, don't let us
do you support
let
the
us look at the substance.
Yes, scrap 71
say I've been an advocate of cancelling ex gratia of parliamentarians because I don't see the effect or impact on our work. It's like the executive is so powerful. And the parliament no no. Why is a midwife be a work kan wo de okwa umpo on the oje awo. Say no she nyin no. Ana meboa. The executive she nyin no. Sabi doctor no be hwade no ebe germinate na ba na ye no. And son na midwife na so no. And any day parliament is a key institution in this country. Woman dey di en wa mo. Am go supreme court am go pay. Yes mra no. Momentarily, now you scratch my back, I scratch your back. Most scratch executive back, no so scratch mo dear. It's a dear that one. I call you BBB a woho. And to me, I'm not interested in the debate of firstly, secondly. Me say all those things, no. You share best practice across the globe. Now you scrapping in na. If you are me way, sabita frache. And ya baby na mama iska kwa me na surgery. What I make her say? I'm also a hard-working consultant. Yeah, Bisano. Brian Bre I here. Yan seminina. Yan boss Madam Jimensa. I mean na dukwe. But what I'm saying is that yeah, crisscrossing asking Nipa to play mu, who train what Tanzania, Uganda, Joburg, India, one in them. Said the bay and when your politics. You are burning the minute we are burning the midnight oil as we sit. And to the America kakrani say, me mommy, teacher ni 40 years, bisa me say, ahe
no the coffee
or the coffee, Afia. Except with a fracture, me kasika noa, reho. And I'm saying that if the president donates his pay to children's home, you as American you are self-made before you get in there. Or being kwa bemu so kopebi you. Who kwa bemu say you are going to improve something in society. Okay, but it's in the American na sembe ne yake.
Okay, yentwa education for ministers,
parliamentarians obia na yenhwe the appropriate remuneration.
Adena president a wo ba ye wo bona nado his excellency abaso na nado waye ade na wo boba omi abaso na Adam Smith ni ade na omuntumi ntwemu
me pachew. President
Professor Mills started Constitutional Review Commission saying community review and the commission would have recommended ABA send an Prof Ekano that ye 71 and through so that on mine car na ke bono ke beti me save you on mine sika other na President Kufuor ye lawyer ni knowing the work that Professor Mills are starting did not continue so they be 71
me pachew. Sir President Mama be twem answer na President Kufuor aba. So the first question is other na President Mama when twem. My point is that you see there must be consistency in our debates.
Okay.
Now na bibi any discipline so into all of a sudden you know then na yedi call this week. Then people ya wa meeting say the bia you wait for your opponent to set the agenda. Me wo no be sir. Yeah set the agenda. Me to be come former President Rollins so at times me man ko ni one convincing say demonstration a yebekoi a big galvanized party no ebe ma ye Kenya ne ho ana me boa me male me man kwa I'm penny force President Mills office you train ska whatever papa no nobody can go to him because he believed that people were not honest.
Professor Mills
make up late President Rollins NTG say oh ma pa the Professor Mills they only say be sweetheart to any there who say I don't know how to put it you see but Jamie Konoma kokasa me abonfia we you and sana this one abu Joshua Labi no mo empeni for two people no and sana papa agree say obeyi some contribution to whatever effort. It's in the American say politics in this country is like a mine. Oh, it is like a galamsey mine. Baby, abenya bia na wu tu achu the free. Now to answer your question so that we move on. And it said President Akufo-Addo doesn't have the power. He doesn't have the power of legislation. Even if it's not into legislation, that a convention. Prof, you agree with me? You are the political science. You see, I don't want to go off course because I in China social media you and you know, the point is this:
only power to amend.
Only power that matter is not in any statute. Okay. You let's leave the constitution in any statute. Okay. But I'm saying that it's the parliamentarians. You see, because what work are they sitting there doing? They are being paid. They are being voted for to represent us and legislate on our concerns, our welfare, and so on and so forth, and the national interest. Okay. So from security, food security, to personal security, to national security, all these issues. So it's a work of which is huge. Okay. It's the American say, don't blame anybody. No politicize the idea. No, the MP, chairman's honorable chairman's abusu. Honorable Haruna Idrisu. Women, they should come together and scrap all these unnecessary things. Okay. I get your point. Ministries are there, no. This is so AM, you know. Omunji clothing allowance. AM for no, I stand to be corrected, but top officials. I'm talking of government
of ministers.
Even there are some organizations are from head to Sebita Fracture, the lowest person, you know, employee. Make lowest. I'm talking of the last person in the line. Prof, they take a clothing allowance. Yeah, Francis, but say a private organization, they are your more musica. I'm saying, but the issue is when it draws on state organizations and clothing allowance. Prof, I'm more research on it, and I'm Zoya ne, you know, Omaka ministers, entertainment allowance. It's still a clothing allowance. Me entertainment allowance. Me call me Jumen clothing allowance. Me say I don't know what it's for. Adam is I didn't buy it. So it's out of our human resource policy. Okay. It's out. Okay. So I'm saying that an individual or individuals can make the difference. It's what your MP now kotanawa. Mesrao, some in try say work parliament and so you have some, excuse me, in humble quotes. Some misfits are in there. That's why I said in quotes. Because people are sitting there, they don't know why they are there. Sabi, no money, it's all about dressing and looking gooey and letting the cameras in profession that shake camera move. You know, Afia, let's be frank in this country. People are not working. President Kufo does we are pretending to be working, and the government too is pretending to be paying. Young car seminal said it here. Chrononia no, it's from the top, it's not from the bottom. Now top ni ria, middle no so be bo, now down no so ye den, kukuru. Okay. So if you want to address such issues, sir, let's kick out, sir. And well, let's criticize NDC MPP in terms of policy. But your institutional advancement, Parliament is to blame for this issue. Don't let us waste our breath. Okay. By now somebody is dying without oxygen in a hospital. Those are the critical issues.
Okay. Professor Jampo, when I now call this issue is to say, the way they can crack us and say, yeah, scrap it. But now Francis blaming Parliament, say Parliament, but once I now make reference to a Juma and I'm on the Professor Mills say, Constitution Review Commission. Is it Parliament? Is it the Constitution Review Commission? Yenya political will to continue the Professor Mills say nana, start nana.
Well, you see, Penny Frances Akano, and I thought she was coming to do partisan politics. My church, my ready man, but in some more Canada promote to national interest. In terms say what can something I totally agree with her. Say if institutions of state are truly working, anka baby ayedu yendu, but the danger ne say why na odaya na wode esichire nsuo gune no mu a omene won a ebeye se adwume omo asoso na e benefit won every 4 years bia ye beje as gracia eno de woka and this NPP before mu bom na omo agree ndi sankofo ebe dan na omatumi etu anamon bia nti no me pese me ka se institution na so omo ye adwuma no unfortunately they benefit from the weaknesses and inefficiencies of the system. Actually, some of them will go out of their way to exploit the weaknesses. In that case, they are incompetent and incapable of fixing the challenges.
Absolutely.
But it would require an enlightened citizenry. Say, senior making, I'm thinking about a certain revolution among public servants and the entire citizenry. Say, ye nyina ebe sorry waka. Na ye make demands. Okay, say, be a parliament on its own. Omokas omoko pese omoko say chamber bin. Oh, senior, amount for sorry. And these Indian people, amount for sorry. Na senior omo nipa kasa no ohye na omo so yemfa to be answer. Nti no, I'm thinking say menene ya adwen say parliament ne beye. Na mom say parliament be omo gina no agye say yen ye so omo. Nti no, a certain revolutionary fervor would descend through the masses. Afia me say yantena se ye enkofwe anhwe ombe sori ya hye enu na bema eniema ye den affix because maybe aniema kwei de e boil na fe ama the game of politics no eya na ye tan o call level 100 o kire enkofo you want to demystify the idea of politics say one person enkofo beka say dirty game e bibia e kwa ekobokro no na sefo ye ni omo kasa kire omade nanso nia eya politicians ne ye no a cancel and I say it rubbishes what we tell the students. Say obi akowa say obenya ne hunti. Obi akowa say obenya obetumi afa kwan bi so exploit the system. Yeah, Papa Amonkotika said, well, you can't blame them. It's a system. I disagree with. You see, if it is a system and the system is not delivering in a manner that makes suitings the people. Yeah, near the system not and you man. See, obi or person or your mind. Won say adie okay, emre bi je kufuo. Brana or exit power tiu. Brana or free power no. And no say Matena to me for 8 years. Now me feel say presidential tenure no yen extended no. That was a thinking president.
Yeah.
Or
experience.
For on case munye mame. African leaders be Rebecca say may extend it because time no but onu all kono and odwin ade no say mama ye extend no. E kire say na a problem but he didn't want to exploit it to his advantage. But the challenge of many politicians and say, well, they quote you by the constitution, but as I said earlier, no, constitution naturally concom.
Good.
Naturally concom po nkofo ho asem. And say nkofo wo naturally concom ho asem a. And the constitution challenges wom. Mama baby edu no yenga na for yen ye to abama constitution. We voted to approve of the 1992 constitution. And yen bisa baby and review ne kusi. Na yeyen sakremu a it caters for article 71 office holders and all the weaknesses in our institutions. Na fe omanfo ankasa nso you see politicians they have succeeded in polarizing dividing our ranks. Yaye NDC and NPP for enti omanfo entumi mba together ye embe kanga na asem we say kanga na asem a o jama yenwen obi wo ho a ade no sometimes ade bi wo ho a wo kan ebe benefit nipa no onipa a wo kan benefit no asori ayeden etia say adwen no hye da enti ase wo until say ye be succeed in taking away excessive partisanship which I believe breeds political madness now. Ebe ye den say nipa be sorry waka na ram fi Tanzania ba ye do ade airport ho lounge no between the plane ekosi bibi a omo check say why your covid na air condition ho sa lounge ketekete no na nipa abodompem nipa problem debi mi fi Ghana ha plane na no ayi ade na omode kwhye plane na no e nanti mu aba debi air condition nim na nipa abodom pe yenyina obi yes we supposed to social distance but yenyina ye pie beginem and air conditioning ho na ye ho ayira and because of that no amount for obi eyi ne nose mask and na se for nti me gina me ho mete na me start say me yedide se mayan ko me start say me omo America mo krache wo so yedide do krache wo omo aye ko amom sa na Ghana fo aye when we are talking about Article 71 office holders and the fact that there is always a brazen zeal to make sure that they live well. And there is a lackadaisical attitude on the part of policymakers to make sure that yenya yakano ape mami wase mchena the necessary wabe the CEO misika kra wenya omrembe misika 3600
3,600 as salary. Well, now Article 71 made the list bit to by 2016 MPs salary are not omoje 13,686.
And yes, salary. And yes,
and they fought against President Mama Commission.
Salary keke. They rely they rely on the allowances. Allowances akase. Wo enti no yesre ka se yanwe oman ho wo mpenimfo anwe oman ho members of parliament and the Francis akasa kiremo monso re waka. I'm looking forward to seeing my parliamentarians saying say ya na eje ex gratia be for say e bo oman for munti yan gibium say na mbiri bi Professor Mills ka say me de metu kwan a me nje pede mbia no yenhwe say we demonstrated that selflessness now ebema omanfo aden support the chese besi sabri yentui aketuye bia mu ye we are in the 7th month petrol bo sura na ekọ say bebi edu no petrol bo no yetum mpo a ye monkaye first na nka ohia 200 cedis now they are fail gallon a and ohia be 500 cedis waketuya no so the same and we are not talking about this but enkofo binom de bia ye nkom de me feel say amanfo ebufu na people keep saying maybe we are not even angry enough. Na se yanhwe na se amanfo esore waka ebeye din ama policy makers. Enti yesre say they should sit down, they should sit up. Now people should also be very much conscientized about some of these things. Send ebeye who keep them on their toes. Yes ade bia no enkofo bi num because we di hia saa. Ne binum so de bia on be di say okay, wako politician bi fie da. Be V8 ebi obako be 8. And it just say every 4 years biano or pesika akotofro na ye ka but you say speaker ka say lo ayi car loan no mokwaje no sika no loan na enura joy for ayi mihu omo say omo intercept document bi e kire say aban say if you meba aban say obetua 60% of the loan amomo na me say what so much down payment also betua 60 but the point,
it's a practice that is there
but the point I'm trying to make is me pamocho say aban ewo sika bi a otumi anasa bank obitu aban wo sika bi a de ma anasa bank ewo sika bi a otumi de ma aban etumi ejinemu edigi loan ema MP4 dia ene ye besre won gi loan no enkom kolebu na won fa nkoto dialysis machines bebre amanfo ewu ho na wokoda dialysis machine no so na se ehwe wi a sika obetua na de abetua loan fo no ka ni nyai se obi drive car 4 years a o se car na dada it doesn't make sense hwe oman swa woko America madam fu bisi o wo me backyard ya me besra wo na mse sa abra obesra me no obefa me ko ni fie na ye 4 hours o se he ya 4 hours or drive 4 hours in 4 hours out ekudi ejumade bia or drive car no 10 years a o se ya dada no de aba or the baga na ube policy maker bi okoto car no wo friend no brand new home use second hand and no ne car Porsche car 10 years etwa all the distance aye mileage ni na no eye ne brand new home second ba ubaga na o use car no 4 years or mine kitikiti or the 37 ha ko ejuma ewo krom anaso fi adenta ekọ ejuma o no 4 years o se car na ye dada nti ye ntofo from man e kire se ehiafo na omo sei sika is a poor man who is extravagant.
That use no crowd the beba no duty I will bet you was no. Meanwhile, manufacturer now T America, for instance, to America can better be about 3,000 or 5,000. Se can you that in your hand, how to make the call back to baby out to a can. Ya bema for and utu and kakra mi wa this autonomy. But then go back to Mr. Engineer Mankote. Now, what's that prof raising point to be? But ya can't leadership issue. I had be say bosumi me say everything rises and falls with leadership. Now said na Prof Samuel said ye nyina ye quoting. In fact, all the research and how much na me no. Prof Samuel Saki Asaga. Asaga was penciled for finance. Prof Samuel by 2009 na Prof Asaga se who report be say a monument committee no ye just Chinwihese committee. I say ye recommend ye ntua say to your letter finance say oh muntu SSK. Prof Samuel Sotia no say hold on to his nomination. Munyi no crave or santi another committee. So the leadership me share papa bi wo America Mr. Owusu Maryland. Now Mr. Thompson Owusu catch him say no ye dwuma IRS only Prof Samuel say ye dwuma ye can a man of integrity or the sabe shejim ama Prof Samuels and a Francis so esi studio ha say what should be the attitude
and of me so me can say be sabe shejim mama na ado dan kwakufu
I say ye can first lady don't carry
because you
Francis don't carry nana don't carry Prof Samuels there I've read the statement by Ayariga Prof Samuels himself saying that don't pay let us set up another committee.
This is what you know. This is what you know.
So which one do you know?
You see,
Nana
on record, please. Prof Samuels, first lady Assembly no Abeka.
And me say or stop it monument committee in the payment.
No. You see, you are talking of the action of an individual president. And I can say.
What is the action of the individual president?
Maybe. It doesn't lie in the bosom of any president. Maybe.
I'm giving you one example.
Let me finish. Maybe when Prof Samuels came up, a monument due to Article 71 holders was it cancelled? It wasn't.
It wasn't cancelled. He reviewed it.
Maybe whether it was reviewed.
He reviewed it.
You see, whether the whale swallowed Jonah or Jonah swallowed the whale, there was a swallow.
Don't know.
There were emoluments.
In this case, it is not enough to say
you're entitled to your view.
I say that. Let me read this statement to you. Let me read. This is February 12, 2009. February 12, 2009. This is a report. President John Evans Atamos has decided to set up a committee on a monument to revisit the issue of a monument to specified public office holders. The committee will be set up in consultation with the Council of State when it is established. A statement signed by Mr. Mahama Yariga, presidential spokesperson, said the recommendation of the committee would then be the basis for the final decision of S. Gracia Awards. And this is on the back of Chinwihese
And I'm
committee.
saying that.
And they reviewed it. When they brought it, they reviewed it downward.
Hold on. You see the difference between the bundle and that committee and whatever Prof Samuel said. Review and your policy. This Professor Bando has seen that there is an intrinsic problem
in the constitution.
No, I'm not talking of the constitution. Okay. I'm talking of these emoluments and Article 71 issues, of course, constitutional. But statutorily, it is not bound. It is not cast. And every government comes in, when it's going out, between the executive and the legislature. Who approves of the executives? Is the legislature.
Okay.
Who approves of the legislature? It is the executive.
Okay.
This is what I'm saying. There's a cross in there. So when we're talking about the whole thing about leadership, let's shift it to where it is.
Which is Parliament.
Parliament is the people's representative.
Okay.
The executive doesn't have that power to override Parliament.
Okay, fine.
That's my beef.
Fine. Engineer Monkote. Me part say, what is the role of leadership in this? Can the president stop this? Can he say can he override the committee's recommendation? Say me and TSS cano and I obey me initiative process. Yeah, scrapping 71 no cry. And said the Francis say rather than any Parliament.
I'm not arguing. 1 minute to say, Prof, I wish we situate this thing not president because the shift is going towards Professor Mills.
Francis,
I know
we have a leadership.
know that.
We have
But the
engineer
president. No, please.
My engineer kasa. My engineer kasa.
Master, you have a legal background.
In particular,
leadership should be holistic.
You have an executive president.
In
the parliament, the president started constitutional review commission.
No, please.
President Akufo-Addo could have continued the constitutional review commission.
Why couldn't President Mahama have continued?
So
if you move from Professor Mov, don't jump to Akufo-Addo. Jump to President Mahama and let's look at
President
the lapses.
Mahama, but the President Akufo-Addo has a mandate to continue now.
No, please.
Francis, what they are told, my engineer,
okay, the woman say, Omemu Hano, Yama Bibri or ya near 2 apite. Na sise se ne yeti ebom wo ha yi. But bisa say sa emrana ana say recommendation na committee ni ye e ba da ben.
Okay.
Yeti he nyina no e ba in
2016
in the 7th parliament. Sa time no na NDC for 106.
Okay.
Na your recommendation enye bill e di beto ho. And if ene a metamorphose into then it raises issues.
Okay.
So what I say, because it's the bill called to parliament, you were a travel for 21 days. Na done law. Ebi ye debating thoroughly. Na ya hwehwe na no so abeye emra. We no ya nya no hwe. Eka ayi parcel bi ho e baaye. Na ye call elections no ye pia no nyina gu. Enti na ebi beka say ye nko court. Ni enko hwe interpretation.
Very good.
So I didn't sit here. And yes, obi beka say oma gigi omo de as gratia bibi this a common fund MP sport there no. Any nwuma bi am. Enso amoje. So what I say
MP share of the common fund.
Exactly, any nwuma bi am.
Yes.
Enso so amoje because omo na omo hihye mra no na omo adjusting na ade ade. Aha. Enti enka president say na now kan no. Enka president bit me aka say ade we no e bit me ha adwen. Paper na me de beto so no mo ntwen kakransa or executive president obetumi akasa and obetumi akasa say ye nyae me nko testing hwe de beba so ta say enti at this stage no me ye ka leadership ni be say blame ye kukuru could top wa I have a problem.
Okay.
Because every baby will be a leader or even with the community leader or a sorry leader or enti a leadership na didn't ye kukuru de ko a top hope Ghana ye nyina ye keka ho nsem nyina no baby a leadership wo even back in the university leadership wo baby a omo timi kasa free ye bibia lecturer o kan obeka na nsem o pebia awo ni students nanim no leadership still ewo ho a ye adwuma saa nso ne ye ba ye community mu a ye nyema ye assembly num na de ade nyina no leadership wo ho ya hensem leadership wo so why didn't na ye bia ye kan pe ne edimrika de ko baby a top no. So what I say because parliament influence the president I throw white paper they are to recommendation on here and go do parliament no na speaker ni ho majority leader ni ho minority omuni ho so muna ho so what happened so say na this here enti it's a person be person o court me I want them to go to the court sit down with the judges and then throw their issues who corner say who lose so be it who ko win e ka say debi based on senior waka no we need the ye mumfam go back because me debate no e be me the pass say ye dey about 2 tables say ye discuss ni ye hwe say ye tua omo yirenum na omo wi si ye ntua no omo form di case ni meto na ye omo say yiba mi ntua no omo so form case nto ni ye hwe me di kan kire wo say se ko ba say ye konya muslim no wo yirenum for what are we going to do?
Yeah.
What are we going to do? Obeche ama homo. Anaso bi akogene de 11. And I was a debate.
Yeah.
Oh. I was a debate no. Enti unka say omo twem no. Yes, omo di hia omo because omo ye de omo kodum pempenso bi so. E na omo ekunu nu mu agya omo ho e na omo aba form. Enti omo condition no e was a twem. Yes, fine. Say no ye debate. Ye debate ya nke be hu se da bi ex-president for no omo na ye mo omo say na omo kunu mu dan wo ho no de omo advantages binti ye nyi omo mfrim we can debate it but that's the stance no ebinim ye calculations bi we share the amount of money a nifa ba ko kwaje na wa hwe ya edebufo beba omo no
Yeah.
So on say na mention. Enti na make say yen inka asam no say me nya judge but me
na so say a booster parliament there omo hu ya omo approve the 7th parliament ya etwemu ya woka say NDC members were 107 MPP for in the majority ya antese omo disagree on the S-Gracia. Because I worry about courts now. Exactly. They are going to court only on first lady and second lady for CK. They are not going to court based on Omo MPC.
Just because of Omo 71, Omo call for interpretation.
Yeah, exactly.
But
is it beyond the law? Is it morally right? Do they have the moral standing? Say, Momo J. S-Gracia under 71. Mofo say they okay. J from 92. Mofo say you okay. But Obi beka hu dey at na oka no. We say it's outside 71. It end we dey America mo come.
I didn't na a committee no, bando committee no. The medical chira say one ka say o mehu say paramount chiefs ye nti omoka. It mean fanka. What is the one fanka? Exactly. Now kofa a yerenom. Nti be hu say e ade a say ye debate. Because he say ye debate na ho na ye frɛ Pofo num na omo muti susu kakra no betena se ne ye hwe a ebia na ya budget him say yentua won na obi asum adwono because he based on points are or the betu table no so but say omo ye president say ye betu omo kai the public fund clearly paid you bet not start to criticize omo na
you bet me start criticizing first lady for no?
Yes.
Okay.
Because they say you tell omo exactly. And is there omo opinion omo for critical debate. This is any trouble president boy. Are they ready for that? No, we have to look at all this because a public fund yedima omo no.
And it comes with responsibility.
Exactly. And ye be mo omo be call public account committee. And answer then. Let's look at the issues.
Yes, that's very true.
And you say ye ne keke. So what I say. And media me say you did two table no so.
Okay, but do you agree sir parliament and they dey ehwemo in this
based on senior assembly call here because menya ayibi a kire say e can package bi ho and e dey call here and like a silent approval bi bibi ngunra bi and sintwa mu enti and America say on say the bibi koto parliament executive instrument and constitutional instrument whatever it is a your processor FM enti na MPs na bi edimrika say no ade we no omo di biri ani so enti yen kohwe de wum so na de city no enti na omo koduru a
MPs bi say the biri mo mani so say so omo read it thoroughly
na say e ka package bi ho also a recommendation enye bill a said akoda ho
they had the duty to scrutinize all the documents
na but say recommendation na say abeda ho enyu nche say adan bill let's look at it and it say now force no enter because atu ya sorry at say obi atu ya mona this is how the whole nation is looking at it enti again you see here after ni ye be ko ya chi akoka say then because my who report bi a e say ka package bi hu as a recommendation
e ho na menti ase ne say ka package does it mean say MPs na scrutinize say
no enya bill enya bill abeto ho a ye
scrutinize recommendation they can scrutinize recommendation
you can reject or accept. Maybe bill there is going to be passed into law.
But when your bill
rejected, there be any bill. A committee. Who said this committees? You know, every term end. You know, before no, the committees are set up, and so they look at the emoluments of all those who will be outgoing, and then it is effected when you are out of office. I think that's how it goes. And no the creative problems, you know. My own way, me person.
Enti won say e ka ho voluminous sa no, e ka ho bebre no. Ah ya approve no. Ya approve ade ni nyina kakra.
No share ya nsa no mo approve.
And omo sika no omo ni amani nyina ka ho.
Obeni a wode menti asem say just enya kit ado because you cannot approve a document abra won hwemu nyina say omusika ni nyina kan other conditions ni kan but they ought to have known.
Have you read to that this piece?
Yes, so that's the recommendation to President Kufuor.
So I'm saying that these things started as conventions a long time ago. If you understand their nikano, I feel say let us look at the issue. As a nation, do we want it or we don't want it? And I may say, you see, it's not that I'm tightening the noose around the parliamentarians, but as citizens, we can't all govern. We can't all represent. So in a democratic dispensation, who speaks for us? Who represents us? They are the bastion of our democracy. So whether we like it or not, when they come to the communities, do they engage? So if we want to correct the system, Parliament is where we must put the pressure. You say you can give all the force and everything at the president, but at the end of the day, he doesn't make laws. He can initiate.
He can make a law as an executive instrument.
It's initiation.
Making laws.
You initiate. You bring in executive instruments. But the Americans say, can we all go and hold the president accountable and let him go and do something for an impact? Yes, we can make the noise. It can impact upon him. But baby, ink no adie ne bekobu no or your executive instrument master and your parliament on the call. And I'm saying that if we fill the emoluments, as we all agreed, it's something which has come up for discussion.
If we fail, who want to say Francis? Oh, sure.
No, I'm saying
Ghana as a third world country. Now, what you say? COVID. Opinion.
My opinion.
What do you think?
When I said if we fail, it's generic. We have given our position.
What is your position?
My position is that they should be cancelled.
Okay.
But I'm saying that generically, because nothing is absolute.
Yeah.
If the nation feels that this thing, we must look at it and reduce or eliminate, then what are we putting in as alternatives?
Okay.
Because one, I'm sure that's where Prof was about to go. I've read his mind. One, people are maybe sabi when Roger Courty and our friend saying and our Father Dixon, Menkasa level so. But I believe that with certain criteria, definitely there are certain things that will earn more than other workers. Excuse me to say. And I'm saying that, excuse me to say that the security man in my office and my head of technical operation, the remuneration may not be the same.
Competence is near different.
We are competence in the field. What I can say. But job relativity, one JB, MP now you kokunu no. One citizen, a jura, dear ebe. Said they are all Ghanaian citizens, and but look at the levels. They are all political activists. I chose a advisedly. I'm not going to that issue, but I'm looking at somebody like Kaka. May he rest in peace. Yeah. I'm looking at somebody like JB. May he rest in peace. But at the end of the day, what is a common factor? It is murder of somebody here on the stratum and somebody to here on the stratum. And so the maker say, whatever it is, won't even can't let me say, Queen Elizabeth no young monarch not home. Our British citizens pay taxes. What I make monarch in they may have businesses, so that's their private interest. But their British minor voting from security. Ababu no what US our worry Prince Wine Harry said no. You see, when you follow them, look at the expenditure. Security quite say fever because
even British citizens are
debating the thing. Yeah. It's in America say fear.
Yemra ye said that Professor Mills can ye
how am I no more? There are issues to be discussed. Now when has Ghana been with that problem? Okay.
But mobile ujitum
say America come go na uchucha selfie no. Na ade na
me ko report.
Oh, me ko report. Me say na ujira baby cha selfie.
Me ko ye adwuma.
Salifu twa bi. And na fia me I follow you a lot. You don't call one ordin. And me follow pa.
Me ko election coverage.
But that's besides the point.
O there.
Second by second.
Ghana has say I third world country no mobile ye. O say me for president video be say.
Hijack program.
But president you be o say his job is to protect the public purse. Into ono wa be who pesika ko private sector don't come into his government. Ujitum say e come wo and therefore say Prof Charles you kind. The timing of this whole idea we me did the timing of this whole thing is bad. Francis we dey nyabuche the timing of this whole thing and the president who promised say will be protecting public purse in bad of this
was he the one who did the recommendation. Yeah, the recommendation about
has he accepted the recommendation?
Meba and ama appendicra I stand to be corrected. And Nisu can say if it is an issue, why put it at one person's doorstep? Let us take it to the appropriate forum and have it debated there.
Okay.
A big court. Now you know the danger in court, no. So we call court in a say I'm not prejudging. But assuming that it is a convention, so it is okay. You have now brought in a judicial precedent binding, and even parliament may not be able to rescind or repudiate. You're very careful.
Okay.
Let's go into the issue.
Then we'll go with engineer Diana, which is yenye debate. Na yen to again say ye betimi etua esese ye koso tua before the court
Auntie Bakini Samira, these icons, beauties. I mean, you see, when you look at them, I mean, you know that yes, Ghana, your man, and the way they go about the activities.
Beauty and aduane.
Maybe.
So yeah,
maybe. But it does something. What beauty? Afia, Mami can't say me. What he? One said that would
you treat me only because of TV. Don't trivialize the issue because
I'm not trivializing it.
Because some constitutional offices. No. Constitutional offices.
It's a
first lady na beauty or not is immaterial.
Please, I'm saying that they are a joy to behold. And when you look at them, you know that yes,
Frances,
Ghana,
this is below the belt. This is below the belt. Prof, this is below the belt.
No,
this is below the belt.
You mentioned that
first lady based on competence.
Oh, they are so competent.
Based on India.
Hey, Meba, Auntie Becky, Auntie Becky, Samira. You know Samira is a global ambassador. We don't for clean cooking.
We don't care about global ambassador.
Care.
Frances, we don't care about global ambassador. We didn't vote because of global ambassador. We don't care.
Do you know that Lordina Mahama had an office?
Lordina Mahama said, or any business or kind of
now when the cattle are Samira and any business,
it stick to that business.
But
we don't pay anybody. Stick to that business.
And I'm saying that
Frances,
don't single them out.
We are not with this.
First,
we don't care whether they are a joy to behold.
They are joy to behold.
Why we voted for their husband.
They should work. Are they?
They should work.
And they are working.
Fixing the economy, no?
They are fixing it.
Ghana for Nebeka. Frances, they were there Pesiano pay.
Please.
Ghana for what watch TV, no? Wow, they show.
Comedy wise or laziness. Comedy wise or lazy. What here? For you, look. You are my media platform at 1 o'clock. There's no damage. We are all working hard.
Prof.
We are all working hard.
I think so.
Debate is
it will change. If we are politicizing, it will change.
Obi on politicizing here, Frances. But you say they are a joy to behold.
I'm saying they are a joy to behold. When they represent Ghana at First Lady's HIV forum, I mean, these are competent, beautiful ladies who make Ghana feel proud.
Frances, that's it.
Okay. We won't be
going forward.
Na dinsa na me so my media na bafo.
Oh, I don't. Manuel is say
because and then me
and then Frances.
Pacho, I think the comment about Okomodiwa, then you are lazy, no.
I didn't. No, please. Not for my new sibling.
It's not.
Or say more motiwa. Frances said, "I'm PC." Tianiyo.
Me say, omo share no.
What dey tie?
Omo nche omo system.
What say one show omo system?
And on kase she's okay.
Let me tell you something. And I make her say, "What you lazy akomba dey?"
Okay.
Because if you tell me that I want to meet Kotokoko 1 CD, no man opa. Prof.
Okofes kanu
oh, Afia, also confess kanu eh. To set yourself
some of these things.
Hold on. What's the one with Afia will share? Frances, they were the MPC. Maybe I went to buy my body MPC. I'm a consultant. See you assembly the Fatunche. He knows, he knows. We all work hard. Then I make us say, Sabi, Prof, into Mumfa 1 CD, Unkoto Coco, Unton Katse. 50 pesos. No, Afia, please. Okay. Don't let us stretch the debate.
Okay, you, Frances. I am for because we are sending messages here and can't just say you should retract a
No. Okay. I'm saying that if you cannot
issues are ebema ye
technocrat. You see, but when you say me medium
personalizing
mama can't say mucho.
The personalization.
Now, but you see, you are bringing a certain background based on which you made that statement, and I think that on what will be a retract. And it's a onyo no better background na at the bar na say. And you catch a obi befan there. and wa point OBCU no as and say as or comment watch that you are lazy. Of you see on your beer here must be a benya one sida akoto koko no nye cool say yedi but no beer and beer and obenye bi. Into no that one me feel that politically it's not a wise thing to come from you.
Okay, see politically I retract because of the damage. But I want Afia to understand. That today obi in the Brazil 1 minute. No, hold on. Obi in the Brazil 1 minute. What's the background of that? Into more shy no. And I make catch more shy and say we all work very hard. Sabi, menya CEO.
Yeah.
I'm Frances Isia.
Okay.
I'm a woman of substance. Sabi, metamo hodo, metame fie, ansana abanebe kade katra. I'm in an organization that actually was as it is, and I've struggled hard to revamp it. I use my money even to pay workers.
Okay.
And I know what I'm saying.
Francis, you can win all your history, background from NDC basically.
NDC didn't make you. I made myself. I've been with him at IE. We made ourselves, and yeah, NDC.
Okay.
All right. I think Francis, if you are so from going for, you have to moderate the program. Francis also nya aboteka kai se wakoma yeshuro do
manu de bia na akoma yeshuro dem not de bia na akoma yeshuro and cross no da she's my sweetheart and the cross no dia dem
wona no yo ya no wa no do onyo ya
na no ba no me ya man me just stick no man na matter.
All right, so I think if Francis made a point that we will have to look at the role of the legislature and at the parliament in all this. The parliament not do fixing the executive. I find it quite interesting because Bagana, if you look at the three arms of government now, it is executive. The president is actually a political concern. Oh, there be
no, but things go and it's gone. Mr. The executive doesn't have that pervasive power of parliament.
Okay.
Who represent us and who make the laws, please.
Okay.
So let it be noted.
Thank you. Let me go on and say that you see, if she talks about the fact that the executive hasn't got that pervasive power over parliament, now actually fundamentally, she's talking theory, but here now. Yes, study Ghana's constitutional democratic practice.
Like I've studied it too.
From 1992 up till now, you know that there is an upset of balance of power between the executive and other arms of government in a manner that project the executive president as a political king kong.
Okay.
The president of the republic has all powers.
Yeah.
We know parliament is there, but given our own arrangement, parliament defers to the president. You see, Yankasa, by wrongful interpretation of Article 108 or 106 of 1992 Constitution, from Justice ZFN at the time now, until Nancy, Professor Michael Kwebedi, Speaker of Parliament, Parliament of the Republic of Ghana could not make laws. Every law emanated from the executive arm of government, and parliament or rubber stamped it. Parliament of the Republic of Ghana, it is expected to, you see, you can't defend the constitutionalism. Waka constitutionalism, it does not necessarily mean that you need a constitution to shape a country. Constitutionalism is rooted in political theory. There should always be countervailing authority in the body politic. When we talk about countervailing authority, there should always be the existence of power to counter the exercise of power. Yeah. But we know that our 1992 Constitution has been set, and our democratic practice has been such that Parliament has been unable to counter the exercise of powers of the executive. They haven't been able to do that. And now, so if with this understanding, I find it a bit troubling to accept when I'm told that it all lies with Parliament. It all lies when we know that Parliament itself, has been deficient in playing any of its role. Parliament is supposed to, they play 4 roles, 4 main roles. Representation. The idea of representation simply means acting in a manner responsive to the interests of your constituent. They are supposed to exercise what we call, also make laws. How many laws have they made since 1992? They are supposed to control the public purse. Budget TBA was a bar. How have they been able to say that, Mr. President, this is too much, we are not going to approve it? They approve everything. They are supposed to perform oversight role there. Executive no take decisions here. Although as a banner parliament, have we had parliament telling the president, Mr. President, or the executive, you mean well, but this one will not approve it? It's always been rubber stamping. So my point is that Parliament itself, and the work situation is even worsened by the fact that as na yepede wo ye nankasa ho asoso no wasa won kwan.
Yeah.
Into one na origin ex gratia. Then you kaka as the MPs be nan say na say wo na ex gratia they are trying to when you cast the tone down. But the point is as in nya onye into you I understand. I mean in theory I'm a mature theory. Now, I'm a practical teacher. And if this is school for Bacatro, men jack classroom and theory. But there's no before. And I'm cite examples. My theory, it makes sense to them. Into your theory, dear. Theoretically, it is the it's the legislature or your parliament. No, there. But in practice, the president does everything. Into seeing executive via, I'm looking forward to the president coming out to say that, remember them Article 71 who I say me, I call for or cut too much into I'm initiating a move. Let me table a bill, let it go to Parliament, and then let them be. Or I'm looking forward to the president saying that, look, I mean, President Akufo-Addo, one of the reasons why I like him, okay, and was that, you see, he touted his incorruptibility before coming to Parliament. And now, Metsede what onankasa na or drive na car onankasa na nunsu also no egura ana it's I'm looking forward to the president coming out to say that Matsede nkofu bi wakeka academics about our wives and all that I'm capable of taking care of my wife and so the initiative in my view must emanate from the executive that is headed by a political king but a kind of one year parliamentar naturally technically or strictly, maybe you don't really want to solve the problem because Parliament from 1992
has not been able to.
Hang one input. I hangi, Hananayeti, and a hang. Since they hang one input, they will be able to assert themselves. But now their own conduct has shown that, I'm sure, hang Parliament impono. Or you're worse than Nka.
Prof, me do call Article 108 now quote here no. I say Parliament shall not, unless the bill is introduced or the motion is introduced by or on behalf of the president, proceed upon a bill including an amendment to a bill that, in the opinion of the person presiding, makes provision for any of the following: I, the imposition of taxes and alteration of taxes and all that; I, imposition of charge on the consolidated fund and all that; payment of issues. So I'm saying that to buttress your point. The Parliament cannot, unless the motion is coming from the president.
They cannot do no, you cannot make Parliament shall not laws that have financial implications.
Exactly.
That was a wrongful. No, I'm saying that.
Is this a bill?
No.
The recommendation or a bill?
No. What the binary recommendation? The binary recommendation. My saying that to you. In your money be or
I'll come in.
Okay. In your money opinion. In your money be or our financial, it would necessarily have financial implications. For instance, a card as a budget, or a finance, as and want to vote to increase it or to reduce it. It's a wrongful interpretation given by offending Justice Fanan. It's plagued Parliament until recently, because in practice there is no bill under the sun that would not have financial implications.
Yeah, absolutely.
As I say, a print has no photocopy paper there. So money can what about definitely. What last Parliament before this one? And one kasa what out war achievement there. At least they've been able to table some private members' bill, but that is just recently. Generally, the Parliament has not been able to assert itself. For anybody to all of us, unless of course they want to also demonstrate to us that CCR ya bayaji yejuma na atumi ye beye na fi wa ye nyema bi a ye nwa bon de we tu nyema bi wan na mo otherwise you see the confidence the public confidence in their role as a countervailing authority to the powers of the executive has been long eroded.
Okay
it obi a when you confidence able to check the executive arm of government obi be catch them there I will not there then it creates an impression that the person is hiding beyond the theoretical suppositions to ignore the practicalities. And I think that one I can't let it go. On the man bottom my saying abro Frances no. I say in the man here na man on na calm down.
I say nya butala na mama nka message yana. Mama be na mama nka message yana. Inti prof you are taking note of it. Mbocho prof I don't know the them researcher enye anamzoya mo about the cost of article 71 office holders to the taxpayers. I don't know whether you have the report. Come deny you. No. You put a value at the time. You
can simply Google ministry appointment and government expenditure.
May Google figure no because them time no you manage to deduce the percentage as compared to GDP.
Yeah.
Because one of the committees the Irama Adeni committee. One of the suggestions that they was a bear in check. Them a monument to the poor they should peg it against the performance of the economy. In the MPs, so what salary adjustment will be based on? Did the economy grow? Did you do well? MPs were rejected.
Okay.
Because today, one year when you there, it will go against them. But today, my canana, there, Mr. Engineer, okay, workers, what salary was samba? Oh, na economy is not doing well. COVID asema university teachers. Oh, when you the COVID
workshop, what teachers so below. You go a rubber man.
Even research allowance. I can't research allowance as all the bear. Into call the bear. Ne bedu ha. Inti oba article 71 for that. By Francis Talapo admitted. Religious.
I admit I'm not part of them.
Oh, I know.
So that's admit like I've conceded.
Okay,
I agree.
You agree. Okay,
yeah, the language is very important.
Okay, Marty, you agree. You agree that the Oduoma religiously. President of Fooding now what you do. No, I form a committee. No, I do my chapter. They never fail. All do other workers now want to pay. Oh, when you have a chase, oh, now the economy we are doing it. Oh, one day 1 city. Yeah, here they been 2 city be an that's all. And now they tell the workers today. And I make them introduction. I can't say be there from 1991. PNDC law no best scrap end of service benefit for workers until 1991. All workers were getting end of into my teacher in Chobenya end of service benefit at the end of her service, but they scrap it. Yeah. But one politician said what the word na question not from 92. 4 years he be
not all politicians.
No,
see, be a bit specific because I'm a politician.
Okay, now
I'm entitled. As I sit, if the president tomorrow says somebody goes to Ghana cylinder, I don't go with the Peswa, except if at the beginning of January, that's the continuity or the beginning of a new administration. What happens is that, you're given a letter, then you have 3 months to exit.
Okay.
Then they give you 3 months of your salary. Into pay a 5,000, you take 15,000. Okay. Nothing more, nothing less. Okay. So me, I'm not part.
You are not.
I'm the transitional act.
If we are really thinking about Ghana, demo ex gratia MPs for instance, so haven't we thought about it there? Okay, there. Say up but there. Serve 1 term and not 2 terms. So why vote against our Narekwa? And ye mob them exgration. Now, Obia, our Eritrea doji.
We are not talking.
Oh yeah, then Eritrea every 4 years we are or there. I'm kind of exgration, I'm kind of pension. Eritrea every 4 years we are more pension. Every 4 years we are more pension. Not there. On them there when you there is it yen yiminta na there. Ye won food do nsa na there. That men say.
One of the committee reports I make there Chinuhese committee recommended there want you have 5 months of their salary today TCMP so as of last 10 and what salary near 19,000 there about the TCM what 30,000 20 something thousand no 20 something no year 2016 from 2016 what year 10%
mama can say making can report mama current report making can report you are still on MPC report now sign your recommendation there was it name what retire was it name why didn't no one year be mfa was it name send miss mobile our retire was name be it once amount security once amount security to make can na me say ebe Auntie or friend them auntie ya nti amwa bedu awara so university teacher mama me no oyenye papa ono no ode mekwa abuchiri first bra amroko me ye me PhD oyade na oye me feel there what kind of mazi nko the ones what dream ho awoze ho kakra ehu there in there was one ma MP full security na echi work retirement won hwe mo wa sit name be obi a wa je scratch aja
4 years bia
wontum amfam plan na o ma ne nsan be ye ne de na echi wona ma
plus proper pension
as gracia plus proper pension na wo retirement
engineer wo ma obi a
snake
no nkote na
entina mpawacho wonja de madena wo ye ne hwe mpeda makase liwa
mameka message yenda makaka bibia Matthias Tete no se nanado onam odwama homa so ena ode baaye na se de o chen o papo kese pa na we ena onu se e shock no pa se nanado wo yes asan se de prof kan na wo se kan nanado to me stop it ade we Matthias Tete maka o message na be Mary one was the man needs oxygen machine pa to breathe o nanado serious. I'm very sorry for you pass wa breso we say ekoso ena first Nicholas Ohine was even the great show and the country without common development plan. But yes, Seska, Eddie Akoko ministers, any Mashebedra for is so sad. Amuji abo besmak, not even cry. Why should the foreign countries borrow this or my Ghana away money when we spend just recklessly? And I just said Nabila France or say let's arise, the youth of Ghana. NDC, MPP, they are the same communist and socialist tactics. At your money and omodi ruling or may as omo ye and so Muninasika and Ombabeji at the end of mano. And to me, encore name Francis Kwabena Edusen or Sivim Lady. Good morning. Thank you for a good job for Mother Ghana. Pa. I'm so proud of you. Near Juma, oh yeah, Ediama or my Ghana. Labis, the beast, Labista. No, say good morning, Vim Lady. Please, this president, pa, dear, or disappointing a pa, baby, or they or my Ghana, no, Aqua Kudru, no. Any Jakes, Frederick, no, say if you don't just talk on this issue and leave it hanging, yes, sir, Fanoso, na ye no to say, said the what kana, Cassia passing and scrapping as 71. Article 71 no candidate bia ko si say omo abehu say ye hia article 71 Bismarck Richard Menu no say simple scrapping of article 71. Look at the way they are all making everybody suffer omo just because they want to maintain article 71 no and continue to enjoy at the expense of Ghana for still demonstrate against article 71 and on hashtag on say what they ever Juliano Wusun Siano say I will vote MPP again. And I'll say I will not vote MPP and NDC again. NDC are all the same. Omo demonstration omo ye nyina ayaza omo ba omo so beje article 71 scan be edi. Benis mining no say these people will not change your politicians. Omo nyina beje article 71 scan no ebi we Facebook comment. Na kojo Asempa Furniture Works no say I'm enjoying the show pa. Yakopon sha me wo kuma say and I may enjoy discussion here mo dey ba junior. Was he don't invite Ombe supporting greedy chopping of money. I Frances supporting or there be Frances. I can mom say yes scrap it or say yes scrap it. Other whatever. Was say ordinary Ghanaians will suffer until kingdom comes because MP so omon drink Ghana. So ombe change article 71 the party if you they will maintain it so that they can continue to chop. Heaven's Gate was is it Nanado? I'm very shocked pa we see if your highness Mr. Kokache his excellency Nana Dankwa say yeah bre or ground pa na we until ya Mr. no untie and Mickey Vibes. Or say the question is the country that borrows money to come and pay first ladies and second ladies, are we serious as a country? For the century, you know, see if you remember, we all stood against this new parliament chamber, and our leaders were afraid, so they stopped it. So see if you are to curb this high unemployment rate. You so you be if you na kasa against Article 71. Shiga na mani sika. One way ya ochina ya mabeba na ye nyebi. Na Amidu Usmano they say scammers in government. Or say are shocked anado. Thieves are parading around you. Na yes sir. Yes, sir. Some of Amo Boatin or say bravo. Moya ma mo kasama Ghana sika pa nyakubo shamu Kofi Amedume. Kojo Amedume no say good morning critical issues and ne ma kasama tome koma so pa na Augustina Samo of Facebook. What's lady I just love you and what you're doing. What are we saying? What you are saying is very true, sir. Our leaders don't think about the future of Ghana because savings and kebetimi make it scrap article 71 sikeya and kebetimi de akwa ko enema bebe. In fact, me be pon make sure schools be under trees. ah much letter Bremen Vim Foundation say if you mumra na my desk mumra na mbesi dan MIN schools under trees so in this day and age 21st century and kwala nkete at the form and omo trade meanwhile ye esgash every 4 years said ye ken uko a YouTuber Lily Kumsin or say these are the leaders who said who said then collect 30 Ghana cedis. Almighty God will punish them. Lydia, I mean, two messages in Tisanfa Baby, you know, I said, Nana Kwame Pasco, so once home, and also if I'm watching live from Honorable Alexander, a Fenyo Market constituency, one ewo, a futu, a honor, and me wanna more kind of crepa, Ghana mind it. No crassa, etina ye breno, and Lily comes to say, hey Lord, I pity these leaders, pa or money or my Ghana. Ghana, what's here? Do you know the amount of money the government will spend to bring discipline into the system? You have to know an idea, but the citizens take responsibility at the cost of all these things. And a YouTube commenter and go for there about ECC. And also everything rises and falls with leadership. Tom Kacha Francis. And he be blaming President Das or 92 assembly to the Professor Jampo. Kana Sika Ombe Jai ni Chiano. Inti no ye expect the president onye. Uma Abdullah no say ready. Is it a Spanish word or what? But yes, Gasha no contia say a Spanish word and I said and as I'm confused say if you don't bring politics in this issue, crab who you host. Cherry Sugar no say my question is where all these leaders voted to chop S Gasha or they were voted to fix Ghana. And as Solomon Aman was a good job him lady and the discussion mode abaya enjoying komono pa early bet was say I really like the debate because which I say Ghana for we are beginning to open our eyes to the imperative SOG one or say if you are making this lady hijack this program pa catch Francis say enya hijacking here be on cancer no say the topic near dey ato ho no and Isafa Binedu Foster or say please tell this woman say yes no enye ono kwa na wo studio wonya aboche na obi so enya kwan enkasa bi boss man or say him lady did you bring Francis on this program and the pass on be say o program and say and they say Francis if you am no say this is why if you am we oba or say a man cannot rule and that women are too emotional. No, it's not true. That's not about it's not emotion. True. So if Obi Canadian doesn't mean so emotional. Akwesi Kumi say why is this incompetent President Mahama still taking salaries as Gasha? We are side channel who about be to say na first lady sika enye. Also did the same as Gasha and tumpa e was say Mahama ka say men G as Gasha. Na yen nyina hu say wo man ho do na wo ntwa ho nkoje. We are about be ho to say una ye ana homa. And oche and see if your Gasha is not legal requirement, not compulsory. So it cannot be paid. It's just normal obligation. It's in the Constitution, Article 71. Konako kain. Now we say enye legal. Pawuli and also if you are diabolic na meti wa masriwo meti even on sa Harry for you say it's all about leadership. Catch Francis bi ma me say leadership. And na pray bi say into Francis point e na den obeye obe defending MPP and say me blame Nanado me blame Nanado no kwa no obeye ya na Juliet nuku no and also the system is just not working. Sika we nyina ye the man for we can fix the system. That is where we should target. And Lennox do not say if you please Beya Francis manenko mbacho kan she was invited as a bona fide yinti to be man Margaret Kwam not say now they have created poverty and hunger from catcher Francis mama say ono ani leadership now has created hunger come and the Ghana for while some more was run there omoje Gasha no and baby TV no say if you good work and moye Ghana no exponent no say if you into every 60 seconds bia 1 minute bia Africa and go for as Gasha. Ya better ye Ghana there. Or say engineer say 1 minute be as Gasha na mu. For 4 years be to susu. Ya dey akwakotia as Gasha the amount for Francis member also going forward. Well, briefly. On my way here sika dey affect your mind no.
Briefly I want to correct a few things because what they are me kind and theoretical. I'm one of the most practical politicians, consultants and analysts and social critics and a trainer that you could find. So I'm not theoretical. Practically, no. You see, there's an agenda. This is not a defense of anybody. But I do not see why when the separation of powers, somebody, in fact, Prof has contradicted himself at every turn. Number one, maybe, it's a contradiction at every turn. if you say Parliament cannot rise up to its duties, now who calls them? Whose fault? And I want listeners to know, if I've been appointed to do a job and I can't do that job, how do you get me out of the place? And for parliamentarians, it's voting them out. It doesn't matter where they are. There is always a system in place every 4 years. And I'm saying that we are being subjective. If we continue to say leadership, we have leadership at the parliamentary level. I'm not talking of Honorable Chairman Soharu now.
Okay.
The entire parliament there is a leadership institution for the people of Ghana. The executive is another leadership institution for the people and the implementing and formulating agencies. Nakakrana make an say, Afia, we have a parliament. And then I say they call judgment bill.
Judgment debt.
Maybe judgment debtors and then we have a parliament that has presided over judgment debts since when? Swamo ye probe into vaccines. Has parliament called for a probe into these judgment debts where they even do not do the necessary due diligence and just use the partisan approach? Number 2, do we have a parliament where people are conscious to schools under trees?
Okay.
Have they called a probe and called the Ministry of Education to explain why at this point in time, in this age and day, there are schools under trees? Do we have a parliament that is sensitive to the need of the ordinary people? It will cause a comedy amount for parliamentarian or the constituency oba. How have they articulated those things on the ground? For somebody to say, I'm hungry. Maybe the Montesquieu theory of separation of powers. No, he is a political scientist.
Yeah, but I don't know what you're saying.
And
It only exists in book.
Please.
No,
Prof, you talk that I didn't interfere. Excuse me. Let me finish. Please. Yes, that's why I'm showing. I'm giving you the contradiction. Let me finish, please. Please, it's not introduction. I've said it. And what I'm saying is that no, hold on, don't distract me. Man, in fact, I'm distracting them because I kept quiet. And so keep quiet and let me tell you how. One,
you haven't said anything.
I'm not saying it, so keep quiet. I'm a political scientist like you are.
No.
I graduated like you graduated and went on to other fields. Please.
That is
immaterial. Let me finish. Okay, continue. Okay, let me leave the stage to continue.
David Francis.
So continue. Continue. I will always emphasize one because you said theoretical, and I'm trying to tell you that it's not theory. One, you contradicted yourself.
And
I'm telling you that one, you've given us the roles of parliament or the parliamentarian or our representatives. And you are saying since the up to some years up till now, or since 92 when the constitution came into force, they have not been able to live up to their roles because of the influence of the executive. Number one. And I'm saying, if we the people, the executive did not vote for the parliamentarian to go there. It was the ordinary masses on voting day who went to thump for them to go there. So if you are saying that the functions, the 4 functions, I even have the 5th one, this ratification of agreements for anything. So if Parliament sits down, and all these things that we are complaining about, which they have the constitutional mandate of lawmaking, putting in legislation, confirming, approving constitutional instruments. If it's there for 21 days, you can't change it, but you can reject it. And I'm saying, if all these powers are there, and you are saying that these roles, they are not able to perform effectively because of the executive, then there is a huge lapse with the type of parliamentarians we put in there. Because
but you are dealing with the society.
No, let me drive on my point. I'm coming. You are putting a certain blame on the executive leadership.
Okay.
Now I'm coming. Executive leadership. And I am saying that the entire thing is collective because at every stage you expect the president to come and say, oh, like you were saying, this thing out.
Yes.
What do we expect the parliamentarians to say to the recommendations?
Extending the liability
and
blame to the
and
executive.
I'm saying that, like Nee said, and I said, The issue is this. All the people in the potpourri of scratch me, I scratch your back, not looking properly at their roles, especially the legislature. Who controls the pens?
Scratch me, I scratch your
back. And I'm saying that
it's a collusion between
let me flow, I beg you. One, you are saying that they are not able to live up to their role.
Which you had already said.
Hold on, yes, and I'm saying, why is Parliament not able to live up to their role? And you are saying because of the influence of the executive. Then I'm saying that then we have, with all humility and respect, then we have people who are not fit for the role because I'm coming. That's where I'm heading to. In the sense that we have voted for you. So if you will sit down.
Now my executive
and passively, and let the and you talked about Professor Michael Quay bringing in some change in the private members bill, which has allowed even the LGBT thing of across the divide, putting up that private members bill in Parliament to be debated and look at how we can amend or add on to the criminal aspect of what do you call it? And these are natural carnal knowledge things, right? And that is the direction. So if Professor Michael Quay, under the dispensation of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo's government, who was a speaker, has been able, together with the parliament, right, ensure that private members' bills can come into being. That is a step. And I'm also saying that if Parliament can probe COVID-19 vaccine, which is a good thing, they were able to probe the Okujeto Ablakwa complaints of the bribery saga during the vetting, if you remember, of Honorable Boache Jaku and so. And they've brought up a few probes every now and then, which they have the right to do. So I'm saying that the judiciary is doing its work. Parliament too must do what?
Its work.
Up its game. That is all I'm driving to.
But would you say executive, president, the minister, also 100%?
Did you hear me saying that we have an overriding and overarching executive? Did you hear me say that in the beginning? Okay, then open your ears well with due respect. The fact is that if the executive is so powerful,
are they powerful?
How the executive is powerful?
They are powerful.
The executive is powerful.
But Francis,
since 92 to date.
Good, fantastic. In that power, na executive, the executive, which is headed by President Akufo-Addo, His Excellency.
The executive, which is collective leadership.
Yeah, but we voted for President Akufo-Addo.
And we voted for the parliamentarians.
Yeah, oh yes. But I agree, but I'm saying that so GDC executive is powerful and power no kuta president who are appointed.
I'm saying that Parliament has that mandate.
Parliament they na say Parliament ejuma enso.
So why should they see it always to the executive?
But I'm saying that in that failure, Parliament aye executive no so tumi a okuta no obetimi dey stop it at the obetimi dey initiative process po am stop it say a monument as gracia first lady second lady
let's be very objective and not subjective.
And your objective in question
if at this point in time we all have agreed that the issue of a monument should be looked at, it should be looked up in all aspects, and not relegated to the corner of one arm of government. And I am saying, no, please.
One King Kong arm of government.
Do you know what we call democracy? Do you know what we call free speech? Within these bounds of communication. This is you're playing the devil's advocate, or it may be your opinion. And this is my democratic opinion. That you cannot apportion blame to one part of leadership.
Martin.
Oh, no, Prof. Not, excuse me to say, Legon Hono. When we were in Legon, they were using some, those days, and thousands, millions of Ghana cedis in Dre Gardens. Whilst a student was being taxed to pay, what do you call, user facility fees and so on, which hitherto was not there. Number two, go to most state institutions. From time immemorial, look at the travels and things. So I'm saying that as for the wastage in the system, it's everybody. And so my beef is that there's an agenda to push this thing on the shoulder of President Akufo-Addo. And the why he was I'm not talking theory. Because I would have loved it if Professor Jampo had been a bit consistent and during the Mahama era, as a political scientist, you're constantly doing research.
Okay, Mate.
So practically, I've ended on the last sentence. Practically, what's the use of research?
Okay.
Research is looking at a situation, a condition.
You
don't want to bring in the
no.
Hold on, you jump from Professor Mills, then you come to this era.
No.
Please,
I agree with you, sir. I agree with you, sir.
That's my concern.
Professor Mills started.
I would have left
President Mills.
Hold on.
Mahama.
We all would have been very objective if, let's say, we asked in the Mahama era, when Nana Atudazi had given these recommendations to President Kufuor. What happened? When these recommendations were still...
decided to not bet you allowance about first lady for.
Very good. Now, if this thing was still standing during the era of President Mahama and the NDC...
It was.
And Amika said, what happened?
Otuaye.
Nobody was paid.
Otuaye.
Very good. Now we have come to a certain point, the boiling point, where Ghanaians feel that if we are feeling the pinch, some people cannot enjoy of our taxes. So we are all agreeing that these emoluments must be looked at and cancelled when necessary.
So my response,
I'm coming to him, but I'm giving you point of order because of...
Prof, you know, when you hit below the belt, then I also have to hit below the belt.
Oh, Frances, we can't make the show no back and forth between one and Prof. And yes, I made to be nice, and I'll stop the two of you from going back and forth.
But when you said I was talking theory, so Prof, no, but don't direct it to me in persona.
When you say direct it to, I think that he's talking about the theory. Frances, I think he's talking about the...
I wasn't talking theory. He rather was talking theory.
But Frances, me so, although me a political scientist, but me so as somebody who has covered politics for about 20 years, I know, say, they actual book mu. Any laws near kind of constitution.
Maybe practical.
Any day you call parliament, you are executive MPs or and yes, see a honor or the Tobo Francis.
All right, you see, the point is this: Obienim, I can do worse than what she's doing, but for the sake of viewers, you know, for the sake of viewers, I was trying to establish the contradiction.
I did it two against one.
Oh, Frances, I would say.
I did it two against one.
I was trying to. I just was me against.
Oh, no, it's 2 against 1.
2 against 1, say. Yeah, mammy, and no, and I'm mammy, you know,
so one woman in the midst of two.
Let
me have a point. I was trying to see the contradiction and opposite. Or expose in whatever I was doing, but I was saying, but I didn't see, unless of course maintain the word contradiction. But if my understanding of contradiction has been a combination of words, ideas that are opposed to each other, if that is the definition, if that is the definition of contradiction there, then she could not expose any contradiction. And the other bit is that she was talking about me being consistent. Anybody who is politically switched on in Ghana knows my stance that I've taken against regimes. Everybody who is politically switched on
this particular
knows that it was during President Mahama's time. And I'm mature. In fact, during President Kufuor's time, and I'm mature. We did this research on 71. And then the time I can't want some President Mills Mahama time. And you know, Obia or follow whatever I do knows that I've been consistent, and whether Frances knows I'm consistent or I'm not, you know, I know it doesn't shape what I do. But the other bit, what I do, what I want, the point that I want to establish, and say, there is no contradiction in arguing that Parliament has been weak and deficient in the discharge of its duties.
If you what I'm saying.
And the blame, okay, the blame can be put. Blame the fantasy to me the the subuano can be placed, number one, on the constitutional arrangement, and number two, how the executive itself has been catered for in the constitution.
Correct, exactly.
Oh, Frances, Nyambuche,
and
you are not on the floor.
Speaking what I was saying.
He doesn't have to speak what you are saying.
I'm not even speaking what you are saying, but you
have borrowed my language.
Yeah, Odia Tobo, Prof, can make your point, you know.
Oh, number one, and Kano, yes, yeah, democratic dispensation as you know. We had a certain parliament, or we had a certain system of government. Executive was separated from the legislature. At the first republic, 1960, they were separated. About second republic, 1969, they were fused.
There was a fusion.
Echo of the third republic, they were separated.
Absolutely.
Now, need them separation or baby nanko fubri kade. Odu baby, the parliament could assert itself to the point of refusing to pass or approve a budget of the President Liman's budget. Yeah. Now, the framers of the 1992 Constitution, we share the Mazi with experience, Nazina, then they fashioned out this particular constitution that is based on what we call the new presidential system of government. Yeah. It borrows from the features of the presidential system of government and the parliamentary system of government. Yeah. Now, this is how it has weakened the parliament. Number one, the president is expected to appoint extra constitutional majority of the ministers from parliament. Now, it means that Onyobia na obe benefit from ministerial appointment by the executive president. So what president in the obi the ombeye minister. When there is an issue on the floor of parliament and the person is also a member of parliament, it is difficult for the person who is who is a minister to go to parliament to critique what has been approved at the ministerial level, at the executive level. That is number one. Number two, the other MP now or the parliament now ono one appointing as minister and a deputy minister is looking forward to the executive. The exena a minister be obowu and our minister be obo resign and our minister be obo reshuffle. How you want reshuffle na no abeshe ho ono so obenya opportunity intino why ye na ono ma onya appointment no he yes even better or more or louder,
so he's a misfit,
the one who has benefited from ministerial appointment. Okay. Into the munko for 2 years. Them two cohorts, they are appealing to the president.
So vote them out.
President.
What influence now kind of
the minority
and also
the minority in our democratic discourse or parliamentary discourse, also they can always have their way. But the majority will have its way. Into when you put all these together now, parliament is efficient in playing its role as a countervailing authority.
So what's the solution?
Okay.
Please, you are not the one asking me questions.
I can ask.
No, you can't, please.
Got you to you ask me.
Oh, I have not asked you questions. So the point is this. If you have an executive who has benefited from this upset of the balance of power and who really wants to fix things up, knowing that everything is initiated by the executive, and if it gets initiated by the executive, it goes through. I'm expecting that the executive will come in and say, look, Adi Mesma ya Nyama Kono Omwa Intino to promote and advance the cause of our democracy. This is an initiative I want to take. You table a bill. It goes to these people. You know that they will approve of it. We all discuss it. And then you bring some checks within the system. And that's the reason why I'm saying that it would be I mean, let me be charitable. See, I find it troubling for somebody to tell me that no, it's parliament. When we have all agreed that parliament itself is weak.
Okay.
So if I say this and then you tell me that I am contradicting myself, and if I say this and you tell me that I am being inconsistent, then I find it difficult to understand the meaning of the two words that you are using, contradiction and consistency, because like I said, any Ghanaian who is politically switched on knows that Amirans, for example, I've played my role. I've spoken against regimes. without fear or favor. So it's not you coming to tell me that.
Mami na wasi prof. Mami na engineer me ba ho say going forward no public person. Ya be dey na protect because say dey wa ne mu nuanum nyina maka no. Ya je atum say parliament adwuma so obebo ye sika sem ho ban no. In terms of a monument there dey a problem.
Yes.
Executive also there in terms of a monument e also a problem because omo arms ni nyina even the judiciary no cross a problem because judiciary no e can article 71 no home so judges nso gi 6kb. How do we solve this problem going forward? Na ehia for na e work ground patron engineer adwen ho ma me kind message we or say if it is good that we are discussing this issue. It is even at the Supreme Court no kra but a good say as on mind for na ye taxes and ye di ye adwuma no ye discuss. So you see we have been paying all these first ladies since President Rawlings time up to present administration abra law bia enka ehun. But the president decided to institutionalize it. This is Kwabena Sapon. Or say the president, although a committee no recommendation, or say the president decided to institutionalize it. And we must thank him for doing that because now the Supreme Court is going to decide on it. As the matter has gone to the Supreme Court, if the president had not taken this route, one day somebody would charge a president for causing financial loss to the state since the payment was illegal. Because the enough it's President Rawlings time the chairman first ladies in the law be back. It's illegal. It's could be charge president for causing financial loss to the state. Well, see, remember the constitution has no provision for first lady and second ladies. Any state payment to them can be termed as illegal. In conclusion, we must all wait for the Supreme Court. Comment or debate, but I say we will not even wait for the Supreme Court. Before the Supreme Court will decide, because so kind judicial provision or constitution must say justice emanates from the people. Into young man for us, yes, we don't have money. The Supreme Court cannot decide against the will of the people. The Supreme Court cannot decide against the will of the people. Yenisika. Now, see Supreme Court, we should let the matter go to the Supreme Court. We say it is illegal. Until here, we will give the Supreme Court a reason to interpret the law in the interest of where justice is emanating from the people. We will give the Supreme Court that intention. Justice emanates from the people. This is the beginning provision in the judicial provision of the Constitution, 1992 Constitution. And the Supreme Court judges are aware of that. The last one was distracted. But I don't understand. What the chairman said, obviously, we mean distracted. I shouldn't be distracted. Okay,
don't let them distract you.
I think it's about time we remove the political spectacle from our eye. The truth is that under the leadership of President Akufo-Addo, Ghana tax money has been protected and saved. Until nobody can say President Akufo-Addo protected Ghana a pest. But the hypocrisy and the propaganda NDC for person to say, meanwhile, NDC has collected gratia. They have benefited from it, including President Mama, who is now saying, say, Sika Edema first lady for no Enya, because he himself and his wife have all benefited from this money that is given to them. Where you Sami Boache messenger or also ascend the Kofi Kranting, one key advocate of Ghana independent presidential candidate. I think the leadership role is very fundamental. And on it, Frances and Yadin say leadership is flawed. Because a leadership this one would not even come to this point at all. See, Frances who if you say you should open your ears. Now she is the one who is heckling all over on the program. Kofi Kranting message. See if you set the rules for Frances. The facial look no for Professor Jampo no class sets it also on any wasem. It is set rules.
Oh really?
On any political heckling. And now, see, Frances, here's the rules, but the rules are applied to everybody, not Frances and Kwan. From Mystic Wonder, and see if you I'm very happy. Say a Pokua interchange, Mahama, vision, but a Akufo-Addo promise to protect the public personality. What you may deliver 4-tier roundabouts at the amount for escape traffic. These are the issues. Say, yeah, boy, ama or minor. Now this is news. I don't blame the people. In government, I want in a week. We inaugurated Toyota factory. But you couldn't manage the dry issue well. And yes, so I'm saying management of the issue. I'm not saying President, you manage information. You manage information. You cannot blame anybody. when you are this is the only country say government adwuma nko yes media from President Mahama time regime changes mutu esika na motu first judgment data media for propaganda mu yes everybody ka dey adwade o see the media. The media does not hold a gun. The media does not manage information for you, so fix it. No. Me go YouTube na engineer Ombra Abena Diamond or say Francis pa or Vimo. This one we are talking about the interest of something that is at the heart of Ghanaians, and she's even contradicting herself. You are also Professor Jampo Mum and they're contradicting herself. Abena Diamond message or dear Banano. William Asamoah Chan or say Francis, seriously, you're embarrassing yourself. Baby, how the argument no call focus.
I said will be sending you can't push an agenda on the president.
Yao Bonsu. Was he if you me will and I may share discussion and I'm enjoying. Was he why is President Kufuor not looking at the constitution to amend it? Now even in America, cry amend the constitution. So no President Kufuor do know who's article 71 e hard yan. On my amend the near 71 in nyina from no be ante no ho ase because I believe e won nsem on no John Amiye say why are we afraid to change the 1992 constitution? Ade na e bogus. So why are we doing this? Sunshine or say Francis we are big wig e NDC mu some time ago serious minim say amame we pa or say Afia or a big wig pa ba baby or dey kono e wo true. And Philip Jimano say too much English if you am fabro yitwi no emrem ne nyina so yentibi ntina we no mo ka no akan kasa mu no and Philip Jima makan Bobby Dazi was he go for a commercial break if ya na ka che Francis na onhome na won sam rebio na de ode kono de ono ntokwa no anhwa ebefuno no boss and I say it's about him boss Frank go can gaze him na there that's not the topic here this Edwina I see the whole constitution here bogus na ye no one side say see baby e do Ghana for yentumi enye na ye scrap ya and some of Benson Francis say am pa so de na de obaye pa Emmanuel Apia was say the system is simply not working and only idea was say ehwe na fixing yes sir ye be kasasa en sheda enko ba bia engineer remember going forward how do we protect public no yesika kaka na ensu yedi no
well send a program na ko no
why no only about
ye twi and so ne aye no brofo kakra na afi ye be share the meaning of contradiction ni
consistency
and ye twi ni ye be kan say say the woman say executive no if ye constitution and kasa no or 60% of ministers no ye be appoint them from
parliament
or can say be appoint them from Obi party
there be
so Argentina dey be president dey e free onu kwani party mu as or the bar na speaker so agene sa because parliament constitution in can say ye free party A and a party B edu be bia ye ko check parliament ni ye baako ye appointment dia ye MPP ye NDC
say they offer appointment now the presumption is omu free parliament they were fulfilling obligation no
exactly okay so Argentina speaker en can say there be me fie no parties ni emienu enti untimi mfa ba akopemba
constitution e dey oshebi to president so yeah by force onye from both sides but I say from parliament
me di trust me di be asem bi so enti say ofa nipa ni nyina free ni party mu na omo ye majority e wo parliament nso a na speaker no so ono anso na ye appointment na say o the bill bi e free ho e ba minority no apart from radio so no ye bi o magu dada enti parliament na ono ekwakoye counter check no owo he
okay
no ye nyina ye agree owo he kire me because in the minority no omo fiso dada ye majority vote ni de kasa meanwhile parliament no so no MPs cabinet no most ni nyina free president ho speaker so free president ho enti o tro bibi na so de ba ebedu parliament ho apart from radio so no again na parliament ni betimi aye because say emfan say che mensa na de ba e chana motuom na ode abeto ode beto a ni nuanum nyina no adi nachi parliament no e wo he e week and this how issue where aba ye kesikasemi maybe say enka I was a president omu introduce no as a bill ni nyina ye discuss it because makai manase azuri in trade or troye which means our points be a to asubu so that say ɛna yɛn nso a yɛn mpini so no yɛsoso yɛ wɔ yɛ points a ɛtɔ aso no medika kyerɛ wo sɛ anti Afia yi sɛ Muslim ba na ɔwɔ yerenom 4 ne sika ne ɛbɛyɛ ne sɛn yɛsɛ yɛbɛkyɛm the same amount na ama wɔn obi si dabi yɛbɛma obiara deɛ baako we need to discuss it so what I say moving forward no na say na finance minister buy say from January to March revenue our expecting we nya nti ya allow no nko bobo 3 billion meboa so what it means ni say your statutory payment ni nyina e wo ho ni nyina no agisi yakobo sia na ya be support nti say ya di more ayi ebeka ho no skabe ni di betua say eka no these are areas are assess ye hwe ene from January ye ko July ye ni MCE e wo ba bia January to July ye ni common fund administrator enti sen collect fie omuti school no mo tro mo kukuso a skabe ni di be ko si school dan otumase these are areas are assess ye hwe na ye di ni nyina akoye NDC MPP ana ye di chinchim ade na fruma NPP ansa na omo beba abenu no common fund no na threshold no e 7.5 omo ba he no no mo te so de ba 5%. What it means ni say ye chesika na e beba form anso wow and omo sa di paper to so de ye mfa common fund no enkoye enti say no yenkotua na ko sa flagship programs ni nyina yenkotua no skabe nya de development physical development skabe nya de obi say internal generator fund na wa he ukodwabi municipalities ya companies ben na wa akwakoji ska free omo ho nkofo property rate omo atakwa me dan na ya de sisi won akwaji omo property rate aninti no ye problems no yen hwe bebia problems no wo ni en tackle no but I'm not interested in partisan issue. Now I want us to look at the real issues on the grounds. So to say because autism, you know, from 7.5 about 5%, you know, and o create special initiative. No more encourage and maybe exactly. Say we year free ho because we here, you know, am we is ministry in year free ho. Me no imagine say omo beba for free. You better live. You be kuku sika na mo na kojina 7.5 bio. Na etimi a chama assemblies na etimi aye school a intellectual ade e wo mo kukoso na ade aye keken what ma say enti say moving forward no the person no e be free ya ho first in generating it na fe ye spending so a self free ya ho parliament na e oversight appropriation omno mo ya appropriation no omo che scan wi a omo ntimi ndi akire enkohwe how a ye spend this scan no na ye spend wi a omo aba abeye account committee sa de omo baby
public accounts committee
satam scan ya any den ye de wo fufu awie enti omo ba na se ye dis scan awie a e de no mba be ye
okay
so say that this year enti executive ni de powers omo wo no omo abestimate me aboa because of frɛ mama example bi ye fan say of frɛ chairman sabonsu na cabinet tenase ne yesi che ade we ha adwen momienhwe kushia unuanu ma parliament no na monhwe se ubetumi achinchim na fuma kakra ne ya ma ade na ba form a adinti na okoshia minority leader na omuntimi nhwe entenase ema parliament entimi entumpon what must say enti ye hwe the way forward in managing the person executive betumi play a major role in it omuntimi play a major role pa
yo engineer my na was Francis Emfa final comments
I fear my final comments are based on 3 things.
Okay.
People should not set political agendas and disrupt national development. Number 1, Constitution about since 1992. As a certain political party has been in power for most of the period. Did they appoint other people as ministers in the administration? So let's get it straight. No, I don't like this sort of disruption, please.
I need disruption.
No, please. I don't need that. I'm saying that the NDC cannot turn around after superintending from President Rawlings's 8 years in government, President Mills Mahama 8 years in government, to come and tell us that they couldn't remove the moat or the whatever it is from their eye. And then during this era, that's why I talk of inconsistency to the highest level. And then during this era, when we are looking at COVID, when we are looking at the revival of the economy, when we are looking at job creation, when we are looking at free SHS, when we are looking at enhancing the LEAP, national health insurance, critical social policies, pro-poor policies, policies which bring about an egalitarian society, then we come and talk about emoluments which are not here or there, they are not in any law. Number one,
Fabra Fantimo.
Yes, Medeba Fantimo. Ye shy a new man, a man of mine to pong. Ye shy new man to say, Sebi, a here for lip. Sika binding man of my feet to President Kufo Breso, President Kufo Abisham Quina. Ye shy free SHS. A mother, your friend is egalitarian, no, ye baba ye pay. Because ye be ye pay. Obia ye man, kwa there be opportunity. Sebi baby, I ain't to be school fees, no. I bench ya, also calling him. Men come and moroso. That's how health insurance could afford the buy ya shomokina. Ye shut new man. Ye fix ya coin said no Pokua interchange. Ye shut COVID na jam president kufado me two chebao. COVID ya mine India. Yen to also share. She amaya mine ebre lock it down. Na nyamia daruma president kufado. Nyamia fa etikesie nyansabua kwa so. Amagana yeti ho me ne we na yenhye mask yeti studio esane say aban na ye bibia the environment bi aba
okay
na me wie krakra no na me ka say ye nuano man this font me entum futuro esane say man political afei entum futuro ngu ye ni ene say first lady second lady ye roloded mama waje ne de ekọ wo ma ba ni nyina age wo mo de ekọ na wan na pie ye be kan say me criticizing regime and so me can say first lady as say man emolument mante so be aka and then no correct evidence be ani ho na ye ka say ye hwe ye first say ye ntoboa me ne wo ye sika enti ye ntimi mfa ye second Ghana nka whatever we say it in tree
yo mate
enti Afia me obatampa dia me kan say emolument wo e de ye twam Amoti Assembly as presiding member no. Bisade say benefit in yo. Oni Assembly watchman e ba akon. Oni odran electoral area member e ba akon. University professor out political science department no. Say be oni teacher assistant. One mo jepe. Me CEO. And e bia me receptionist. Ye jepe. Enti ye kan yankasa ye hwe ye ho. Na de be twitwam no from head to toe.
Ye twitwam. Me
say monument so parliament here Supreme Court way. Muncham say talk in time.
Yo, yate, Prof. What's your final comment?
That's it. I'm say generally over the week, near a dominated discussion has been say the president here and vice president here abeka recommendation. Na senior medin kan kai no. Me de oman bi wo ho na almost say we know our history say President Rollins ana odwen ho an who say ankofo bi bedi aman so a omewu a omoyerenom eda so etiase a omobre enti sankofo no yenhwe om enti no utie na ato adazi no a omotresi akohu fatia ankroma no ma tresi a behwe mampani akofo ado yire maame no mo ne nasefo abeto fulera liman ehwe om nyina afan na madwin no megidi se eyesa na oman eya eno de nka boni bie ni ho se wukunu abeyo mampani ana wewuko afro ye mrapon mu na emse wodi mampani na se wuwie a oman ne hwe wa akosi se obewu enti obi ti se bia president Professor Mills se obedi mampani ewu se ne yere ti ho na so onye edwuma bia na so oman ne se omo hwe no a me feel say problem bie ni ho. But to extend it to include the wife of the president and then the wife of the vice president, before say, enya dia eye adia etweye. Na fei matise when sir arrangement President Rollins the buy no, menim say by mistake kana so mo sheda omutua ade ne yere nso so omma ne yere nso so allowance bi just oye the wife of a certain president na atwa so a ebi sabre na say enumpo na mo ewo ho na omo ye na kakra enye in the public domain bibi kakra me feel say would ba betu dwa afi ebewo a report to mu formal report to mu sa afi ne salary ne de omekogina empempem so bi no we yes these are some of the reactions you are going to get from Ghanaians. You know, basically I'm say sansemi na yaka, but generally I want to believe that these things are akosono. Omampeni me sure say he is gauging the mood of the people. Yeah. You know, our IHM say ebeya ekurase maka enso so no menwe ebeya sa ehɔ no whilst we try to rethink the discrimination about between Article 71 office holders and public servants, whilst we rethink it and see how we can handle it in a manner that will bring equity in the system, this particular proposal, see, form here no monka hono there. So, sadia, say, Persia the president, here no count there, and ye no more so near trad, ye produce president. Ye hu hia pa ntino omonfa lecturers yere so nye den enka omonfa members of parliament yere so enka omonfa judges yere so nye den enka se ne be ya ne den there will be equity but ye ntumi nya na saade a and ye ntwem because me gidi say omampani president vice president omanunsi ombetumi ahwom yere no they are paid so well to be able to take care of themselves ntino omonfa we embe na fe say edumpo say yebeyesa say eba say oman yatena say this is the way we have to go a kwan wo hwa eden ese eden ye fast number 1 pachotobo number 1 sse yegitum say the office of the president, what is the rule? You see, it is just a ceremonial creation. In Pokua, it's a dysfunctional institution. It's not provided for as a formalized institution of state.
Office of the president.
In the constitution. See a person ye de formally recognize them, and then we must agree, say, we who occupy that office now. What exact role? And so place so say ebinomo year foundation, ebinomo kosi omukuruma 9 war years. They are doing all manner of things, but we must formally agree on the rule. Number 2, omuni nipa na beye dwuma. Enti no bebi on beye dwuma no are they entitled to an office? Omunya officer nipa he and I say then eye dwuma ho. Nipa na beye dwuma ho no, omo dwuma what will be their exact job description? We must know. Into then we properly will budget for them and then cater for them. And yes, sir, as it is now, you are going to promote nepotistic appointment. What that means is that, say, we be a first leader, one or panel and I'll be appointed to surround himself. But appointments should be based on meritocracy. And if you are fighting corruption, then you cannot promote nepotism appointment. Tini young share na for you say you be Article 71 and that will be a better. But generally, I think that Ghanaians, the reaction of Ghanaians, has been say a year no young so kakran sana. All right.
Ketua bi. On say okofa yentu abanyi MC buy no. Yeah. Pressure no buy no or withdraw. Enti when see betumi
then pressure man je wi ne no di na mfa ne dia nambra. Kuna do mfa ne dia nambra. Fati amfa ne dia nambra. We man fair.
Yemfasi anu say critical issues ene. Yenya time ama ya kasapa President Kufuor are very much aware of mandate. Ghana foko gina wiem bosio mu ene anajo ye to aba ye de ma no. Be eno an say kai ne so on fix Ghana. Edu 2024 you better about to determine whether we fix Ghana and therefore the MPP for deserve another term and answer na juma so nti nkeke omo completely out of office nti do a wo Ghana ni no obi enti trudo ema una obe decide for yourself you first that say ema yen lawyer TK ene lawyer TK woda nti lawyer yes onyankopon hya ni nim de ene ne nyansa ne ahoden enko so ema say de ba obegina ona so no akoso aye adwuma e de asom o my Ghana Andy send a message or see if you Frances pa there next time there studio had there ya munye ni Zoom what do you want to me en kontokwa munye ni Zoom mama no ensan emma ebiem no am kontokwa and na see if you please ask Professor example say 3,600 salary take home na omde mom no take home na say eno achi ansa na abetiti tax was citizens pa brace na sabri and yes I disika akwa first ladies there he and ebeka ordinary Ghanaians watchmen no ne ade ombenya wo mo edebebo ebra na Bobby does it not really Frances pa or live on radio no nim ɛna ɔko ntokwasa no ɔse Afia enho mama Daniel Dazi Tego ɔse Afia please catch engineer say aye omboa me pa na waboa ma discussion na shape me gidi say sanso ɛna obeye na adwuma no we YouTube comment on also ede bae ya fast that kese woni before I this is my closing comment about schools under trees o de sika we make us say free SHS is hitting a block and krani bi ofie double track inti ebi ofie these are some of the children we eastern region one of the schools we kradi esi dan no kra mom we northern region Kolao schools under trees say we omo da form desk ni ye be 3 pe into omo maka nyina te form e na omo chro we kradi omo ni bi kra omo nyina da form e na omo chro we so upper east region sa ankola we nyina schools under trees omu nyina konwa omo tra so no busa say sa first lady Fosike sa S Grasha MPC ministers omagea from 92 empanifo akase agea commissioners ni ade hwensuo we ye kpare krache oti region ensuo a omo no kro no de kpare we kro we de bawo da bi we de kpare omo ne moa e na share ensuo no we Vim Foundation ye na ekọ ho na ye koye desk am omo before cry bedwini school dan no ho nti ho na obi video no send me every ho no say Vim say we dey wa me pe desk am school for nkora na on beda form say ya na imagine condition kola we dem obedu secondary school no we develop a spine problem bibi akra nsha akra ni nkran so onko school because if this is the condition ya wo dey go school na wa hwa o hyebre mu da achepa ebe ye sen na munyina munim situation we enso mo se en chesika Emma first ladies, any second ladies. Abra mo so mo je dada o. First ladies edwom mo je dada. MPs etwom de wo ho say mo GS gashan dada 4 years bia mo je. Ministers ho mo twom mo GS gashan dada mo guso je. Mo sanje for 2 cars ka ho. Council of State members mo je 2 cars. Mo nyina o man na ekwaje ne de amam na ye de ye fa ano nkopem bo. Mo ja ba ya Afia. Ya damase ye de mo hye nyankopon sa. Abusiafo na su kebehia e wo critical issues ya from Vim lady Afia Pokua na said make na said kase ni hira e na yesum de egu lawyer TK lawyer 1 yakopon sha pa na omo ahode na omo anim de ogina na so court a some of these cases what farmer na sue Ghana government ya start sue omo a near charge or causing financial law and no law no constitutional scrapping. But there will be other laws that we can get them. Let's just say lawyer unkwasu yakopo man holding. The way fashions more than so my number is 0208989200 0208989200. Mone pam atari the mami or pam corporate wear near the way fashions down so my me nails mo is the go mo so na mo yen rubber phone nails Frances obeba mo ko say rubber phone nails enye de nye tenten to say mama there be a rubber for the pound and baby I will say yes we rubber ujina na so woni pem very decent very polished a rubber pa mo is legom asira kese nkoma ye director 1 Dr. Father Dixon woni penikesi a osori no se yemra metena ne anya adwuma ye betena Dr. Nyankopon sha no ma nkwatenti no ma nim de na odi lidi no sa ne fanku yanim sa so na Dr. Forisa pon Dr. say kwa me despite muso ye damase pa production team ni nyina Prince Obimpe ene da no ye da se edi ene cameraman engineers ni ade nyina Mustafa Obia Randy ye damase cameraman ogina na be 4 hours no mugusu gina o na so enwume o mo san ba beto aso aye adwuma ye na mase ye Nyankopon say Mama, mu pay may not be enough. Munji S Gasha dear, by Yankopon. Yeah, the politicians in Yankopon, S Gasha in Naba, your badges so ye dear, no, so we for special eyes and this way chocolate in doing here and this you next week Yankopon the chair. The S Gasha and if you politicians, any article 71 for now, near the so ye dear, so when your tea papa be a child studio and say, I don't want to see a Munyambo any share, Yankopon here so.